Hey guys, and welcome to the Bayern View. Hope you guys are all doing well. As you can see, special guest here. We've got Ryan, obviously the massive Bayern fan, as you can see, and famous. If you don't know, famous because obviously of his eye. Make sure to check him out. You can see on his name that I believe is your at. Is
That's
that right?
my that's my Twitter. Yeah.
Yeah, make sure to check him out on there. Go follow him and all of that. And
Yeah.
I believe you pinned the video, haven't you? Am I right by saying
I retweeted it. Yeah.
you retweeted it? Yeah. So make sure to go
Yeah.
check him out on that. And to be fair, you probably know who he is anyway. Way more famous than me anyway. Um, with that
I
said,
mean, they might know who I am, but they'll probably hate me.
uh,
90% of people either hate me or love me. It's one or the two
to be honest with
normally.
you, no matter what your opinion is, that thing is on your thing, just like mine, is all that matters to me, man. All that matters
You
to
talking
me.
about that one?
Yeah, yeah, most definitely. Sick, man. Sick. With that said, let's just get straight into this. Again, we are waiting for Fahad. I don't know if he is going to come in. I have sent him the link, and if he comes in, he comes in. But let's just get straight into it. So, what we were going to talk about is just management first. I'll give the floor to you because, of course, you are the guest. I'll give my opinion also as well. But
Okay.
yeah, just with Thomas Tuchel, how your personal feelings on Thomas Tuchel as Bayern Munich manager at this moment in time?
Do you have a foul language thing that I
Oh
can't
no,
use on
if you
you?
want to swear, you
Okay.
can swear.
For me, Thomas Tuchel's a fucking waste of time. Um, he's he's never really succeeded anywhere. Um, because he's never really been anywhere longer than what, maybe 2.5 years.
Yeah,
Everybody always says, "Hey, well, he won the Champions League with Chelsea." Yeah, but wasn't it Lampard that got him to like at least the quarterfinals or something somewhere in that ballpark? And I mean, and that year they had kind of an easy run to the final. They didn't have the hard road like Bayern has for the past few years. Um, can he do it? Maybe. I mean, it takes a extremely garbage coach to lose a lot with, what I'm saying, over a long period of time. Um, to not be able to win at least a trophy a year. Um, my biggest issue with him is he should have had the common decency to wait. Um, I'm not a fan of somebody that sits there and says that gets a call from the Bayern Munich board and then says, "Well, I'm going to interview for the Tottenham job this morning or this weekend, and if it's offered to me, I'm going to take it." Um, you know what I'm saying? So the thing is he put the board in what I'm saying, one of those do or die moments.
sticky situation. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, they already wanted him, and they already kind of, you could tell that they were like, "Hey, we're going to let Nagelsmann do what he does, see how he handles it. If he wins, awesome, he stays. If he loses, he's fired." Tuchel didn't want to sit around and wait for that. So he did that garbage with the whole Tottenham thing, and I don't like that entire situation all the way around. I think Nagelsmann got screwed over. He was in all three competitions. Could Nagelsmann have beaten Dortmund? Yes. Essentially, Nagelsmann's players, Nagelsmann's system beat Dortmund. Tuchel
Yeah.
just seemed to be sitting in the spot. But when you got to the next game, the Freiburg game for the Pokal, Nagelsmann hasn't lost to Freiburg like that. He wouldn't have lost to Freiburg like that, um, especially in Munich. That's the biggest thing. We don't lose to Freiburg in Munich. That's just a thing. Um, and I mean, I'm not 100% on with it, but I don't think anybody, as far as a Bayern Munich coach, has ever lost to Freiburg in Munich. I don't think they've ever or up until that point, they'd never beaten us. Um, And then the Hoffenheim game, the Freiburg, the second game, we just looked discombobulated, like we were, you know what I'm saying, out of every sort of whatever idea. And then the City games, yes, you can blame Upamecano for a couple of those, but I mean, there wasn't really anything going forward besides Sane. Besides that, there really wasn't anything. So can you blame the goal or the two screw-up goals on Upamecano? Sure. Can you blame we didn't score anything else on Upamecano? Hell no.
No.
I mean, he's not taking shots. So, I mean, the thing is the biggest issue with me with Bayern fans is they get really passionate on one thing or another.
Yeah.
And it's either loving a player or hating a player. Loving a manager, hating a manager. Loving the board and Brazo for bringing in Mane and Gravenberch and Mazraoui and De Ligt and all that, and then 7 months later cussing that motherfucker out because, oh, well, this guy had a bad game. So, I mean, ultimately, I would have given Nagelsmann the Dortmund game and the Pokal game, and then all the Bundesliga games up until the second leg of City. If he could win those games, keep us in the Pokal, keep us in the Bundesliga. I don't care if he knocks us out of the Champions League. But at least then we would have been in most likely two competitions. Now we're fighting for everything we've got to win the one competition we should not have had an issue with. So, I mean, I would have given Nagelsmann that chance because what are we? It's April, 25th?
25th, yeah.
So Tuchel's been in charge, maybe 25, 26 days? Ish. In 26 days, we're saving the treble, the season goals. Yeah, the season goals are shot to shit. You could have shot those to shit with Nagelsmann, or at least seen if he could or not. So, I mean, that with Tuchel, he possibly can. My only worry with Tuchel is bringing in a bunch of worthless shit and a bunch of worthless crap that we're never going to really need unless Tuchel's the manager. You see what I'm saying? Like I don't want Tuchel deciding the long-term striker if his ass is only going to be here 2 years.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? I don't want him getting a Colomwani if the next guy down the line isn't going to play, or isn't going to play him as a striker. I mean, you had Nagelsmann get Matthias Tell, and they kept telling us that was the next striker. Yeah. He didn't play striker that much, and when he did play, it was all on the left or right wing. So that's my whole thing of the whole Osimhen or the Mwani and giving this present board, and I'll even put it that way, the present board and the present coach, the control to pick next year's squad by getting rid of somebody. And I mean, Mane, you potentially could get rid of him. I mean, we can all agree he's been lackluster at best. But if you get a Kolo Muani, he's going to do the same shit Mane does. He just does it better because he's younger. So, I mean, you're not really losing anything there. But I don't want to lose like a Serge Gnabry and bring in a fucking Mason Mount. You know what I'm saying? Mason Mount ain't worth a shit where he's at. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, man.
And for me, and yes, I understand Bayern fans despise Serge Gnabry right now. But have you seen Mason Mount fucking play? You think you hate a player now? Ask a British fan, like an English national team fan, a Chelsea fan, what they think of fucking Mason Mount. Mason Mount is Serge Gnabry takes a shit, and that's about his talent level.
Yeah.
So I mean, my thing is that's the biggest issue with me is I'm scared for the way that they're going to plan the squad to fit Tuchel's system, and he doesn't have a proven record of staying long.
Yeah.
So I don't like building teams based off of the coach that's there. I have it, hey, if I can give you 11 of the greatest players in the world right now, or collectively some of the best in the world, you should be able to win with them. You shouldn't need like, oh, well, we need the Mason Mount to make my system work. Well, we've got 5 guys that are better than he is.
Yeah, 100%. 100%.
So, I mean, that, and for me personally, I don't want any fucking English player.
No.
Musiala doesn't count because he's German.
No.
But
what's your opinion on Omar Richards?
Omar just never had a chance. He could have, but the thing is that's a massive jump from where he went to Bayern, and then, I mean, essentially he was brought in to be a backup, and that's essentially what he was. It's kind of like Bouna Sarr. Bouna Sarr was kind of a worthless transfer for us as far as fans. For Bouna Sarr, it's the greatest transfer of all fucking time.
With that,
because that dude, he gets money, he gets to train with the best of the world. He gets free tickets to the game. He gets, I mean, like pitch side seats and doesn't even have to ever play. You know what I'm saying? He's treated as a Bayern player, but doesn't have to actually be a Bayern player. I mean, dude, I would love that shit.
I generally see him as the Phil Jones for Bayern.
No, I don't even see him as that.
No?
Phil Jones actually played.
Oh, to be fair, actually, yeah, he did. He played.
Davy Blend would be, or Daily Blend would be the Phil Jones of Bayern Munich right now. Bouna Sarr me and you have played just as much this season as Bouna Sarr has.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, at least Blend's played 4 games. I mean, like, and yes, I'm being funny with it, but like 10 minutes in 4 games combined. But I mean, we have a massive team. I don't know what in God's name happened that it just, and I mean, I know there's one specific thing that happened, but nobody wants to address it. When I bring it up, everybody acts like I'm a fucking moron. Because at the beginning of the season, I told everybody, don't be too crazy on this season, because this season's going to be one unlike any other anybody's ever seen in the history of the game, basically. We've never seen a Winter World Cup. So we were doing pretty well up until that Winter World Cup started. Once the Winter World Cup started and we had injuries and we had 2 months off, and Neuer goes skiing and breaks his leg all to shit, then decides to be a fucking gigantic pussy for 2 weeks. Wants to get, you know what I'm saying, get an argument with Nagelsmann, and I want to be the starter next year. And then we try to recall Alexander Nubel, and he wants to be a pussy, and he's like, I'm only going to show up if Neuer never comes back, and I have the number 1 spot. And it's like, dude, we're giving you your audition. You're turning it down. Fuck you. Have a nice day. Enjoy Monaco, because that's where you're going to fucking stay.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, that whole winter time frame that we should have been resting and recovering, we've got drama and drama and drama and drama. And it's like, God damn it. And then they wanted to bat around 15 different goalkeeper ideas to go back to the original one that everybody assumed they were going to do any fucking way. But for me, since then, I think I saw it this morning on Twitter. Since the beginning of the year, we're like, I think it's 7th or 8th best as far as records, the 14 games since January 1st.
Yeah.
And for me, looking at it differently than a lot of people will, injuries, yes, obviously that's going to play in it. The World Cup probably was the detriment of Bayern season.
Yeah, I definitely
because
think
you
the
get
World Cup screwed our season up.
Well, and it's not even as far as the physicality or the injuries that came from it, because Lucas Hernandez getting hurt, that was a big blow. But it's the the mental side of it. Jamal Musiala hasn't been the same player since the World Cup began. When he came back, he's been a completely different player and hasn't been as sharp, as fast. You see what I'm saying? Like as crisp with everything. He feels like he's second guessing the shots more instead of like pre-November. He'd get the chance, he'd rear back, he'd take a shot, and hell, it'd go in. Now it's like he's overthinking it. He's overthinking when he's dribbling. Muller looks like it's the same thing. Kimmich just hasn't been the same player. Benjamin Pavard has been a better player since then, but he's had that little transitional period where he was just fucking dog shit there for a while. Mazraoui, we lost Mazraoui to that, I guess, the long-term effects of him catching COVID in Qatar. And you know what I'm saying? So, I mean, the thing is we've gotten all of that stuff. And then you add João Cancelo, who had a bunch of issues like off the field that kind of affected him on the field. Everybody kind of knows he's got an attitude anyway. Sane with his attitude, Sane with his fucking girlfriend or wife or whatever it is, just won't shut the fuck up on social media. Serge having to deal with, and yes, fans need to understand players do see this fucking shit you write on Twitter. Stop being walking cunt bags. And I mean, if you're going to critique them. Don't shit on them and tear them down. But I mean, Serge having to deal with that crap. Choupo-Moting having to deal with being injured every 10 minutes now. So, I mean, the World Cup, basically that long layoff and everything, that's a pain in the ass. Not to mention the mental aspect of it, where Kimmich said, you know what I'm saying, he got depressed afterwards and it took a toll on him mentally. You can tell it took a toll on Musiala mentally. Because when he started not really, he was still the best German player in attack, but not finishing the shots. He caught a lot of shit in the newspapers and on social media. So, I mean, a lot of those, you can tell it kind of maybe just fucking with their head. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And that may be the thing. It may have not been Nagelsmann. It may have just been the World Cup just fucked with their heads. And I mean, I don't know what you can do to fix that besides, you know what I'm saying, therapy and not playing and just coming to terms with, hey, the World Cup's fucking over. Move the fuck on. I mean, I've never played in the World Cup. You've never played in the World Cup. So I can't sit there and say, oh man. But I mean, I've lost big games. I was pissed for like 2 or 3 days, and I was like, fuck it. I can't change it. Being a Bayern fan, I've watched big games get blown to shit or get beaten in some bullshit tactic like the Man United shit and Solskjaer can kiss my ass, or fucking Chelsea in 2012, Drogba, you can blow my ass. So, I mean, you have those big games as fans that we have to get over. And sometimes it takes a while for us to get over them. So, I mean, I can't imagine getting over a World Cup loss that way. So, but that's honestly, for me, that's what's playing into what's happening now.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to bring that up. You know what I'm saying? It seems like as soon as Qatar was over, they just wanted to kind of put that in the damn rearview mirror and not bring it up again. That may have had a lot, and I've noticed other teams have had those same implications as well. Kolo Muani hasn't been the same player he was before he took that shot against Argentina. So, I mean, that may very well have backfired on a lot of people, a lot of clubs, besides fucking little Hobbit fans. But who gives a shit what Messi does, right?
What's going on with my headphones, man?
I don't know. Right, all right, let's see. Let's see what some of these people say.
Me. But yeah, on me, my opinion on the Tuchel situation. I never wanted him, if I'm being 100%. Never.
Yeah, neither did I.
Not at all.
Well, okay, I
So
take that back. I wanted him in 2018 because I didn't like Kovac.
yeah,
2018 may not have been that bad, but if we didn't get Kovac, we may not have gotten Hansi Flick. So I mean, that chain of events actually probably worked out for the best.
yeah, but like maybe I should have rephrased that. After Nagelsmann didn't want him.
Good point. Good point.
Yeah, so for me, if I was to be in or out, for me, I have to be out now. Now the time isn't to sack him now. Obviously, the time
Yeah.
there's no point because who are we going to bring in unless you're going to bring Nagelsmann back? But if you're going to bring him back, then you're going to have to do some sucking up. To be perfectly honest,
I've seen that where people sit there and say like Nagelsmann can come back, like Yup came back, and that type of shit. The way he was treated. I don't think we are ever going to see that some bitch again. Like, I honestly think he's waiting for Ancelotti to get fired at Madrid so he can take that job, because there's a lot of rumors that that's the job he's waiting for. That's why he pulled out of Chelsea, didn't want to deal with Tottenham.
Poch is going there now, isn't he? All right by saying Pochettino's going to Chelsea. If I'm right by saying.
Yeah. But the thing is if I was Nagelsmann and Bayern did to me what they did to him, I would instantly go to Madrid because I know what they're doing next year and what they're planning in the offseason. I would get those players and hope to God to draw Bayern Munich so I could beat the shit out of them as many times as possible. I mean, he's not an idiot. He's not going to go to like Hoffenheim or Leipzig or some shit like that, because that's a step backwards. Yeah. So I mean, the thing is I could see him going to a Madrid, depending on if Barcelona fires Xavi or not, because the league is great. When you get your ass kicked and everything else, that's an issue. So I mean, those jobs may be open. PSG might be open. So I mean, he's got his pick of talent. If I was him, and yes, I'm still diehard Bayern Munich, I would take one of those jobs and shove it straight up Oliver Kahn's ass.
Yeah.
That's if Oliver Kahn doesn't get his ass fired between now and the beginning of next season.
Yeah. 100%. Yeah, definitely. I do see a lot of people on Twitter, obviously. I want to talk about what you said just a minute ago about Serge and a lot of the players, not just Serge, but a lot of it with people is they just seem to just type and they don't understand that, just because you don't play for Bayern and I don't play for Bayern, like we're still human beings, I know people know that. Some people don't seem to understand that. They're just like, oh, Uthman Kano is this, blah, 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 saying something racist or just hating on his personal life. It's like, why? You don't need to do that.
My thing is they're like, oh, well, Serge is a fat little whatever.
Yeah.
Okay. Exactly. Obviously you've never met the man and you've never stood next to him. That shit ain't fat, bro. That dude is jacked. He may look big, but what they're not understanding is the size of the jersey that he actually wears is the same, is only a size bigger than what Coutinho wore. And Coutinho wore, they had to get an extra large kids jersey because they didn't have one small enough to fit him. So Serge Gnabry wears essentially what it would be of like an extra small adult shirt. And it's because he wants it tight enough so people can't grab onto him. So it's not like flying everywhere.
The same?
Ribery was. Robin didn't wear like a microscopically small jersey because they didn't have them. But he wore roughly what the equivalent of the smallest jersey that they had at that time. Because of Coutinho, they got smaller jerseys in. Just in case. Yeah. And Serge decided to choose the absolute smallest damn jersey you could find. And it's pretty friggin' small. I think it's like because it's the EU sizing. So I think it's like a 3.
Yeah.
And like for me, I wear like an adult large, and that's sort of tight on me because I'm taller. But yeah, I tried that 3 on. Yeah, it looks like a damn like sports bra. I mean, like my I was because I got the one of his game jerseys, and I put it on when they gave it to me because I'm just like that type of person, and I was like, let me see how big this motherfucker is. I was like, holy shit, I can barely breathe in this damn thing.
Yeah.
And I'm like 150 pounds at like almost 6'2".
Yeah.
And it's like, dude, I can't breathe in this damn. How the hell does he breathe in this damn thing? But I mean, he is kind of short. But so I mean that's the thing. You can't judge these guys. Now Nicolas Sula was a big son of a bitch. I will admit to that. But you can't call Serge Gnabry fat. He may look fat in that jersey. He may look fat the way that he stands, but that's just the way that he stands. I mean, if I sit here and hold the camera like that, I look fat, and I know damn well I'm not fat. But I mean, the personal attack shit, or calling somebody like, what did they, Nazi old man or something like Nazi man instead of Nagelsmann, and you know what I'm saying, just taking their names and making them some dumbass crap. It's like, dude, what 5-year-old's typing this? You know what I'm saying? I know it's not a damn adult because that's fucking stupid.
A lot of them don't even have to look like their faces or anything. It's like a picture of Sane or a picture of
and I mean, and they're all like Stan accounts, or they're all like hidden behind something, and they're like Musiala's army or Musiala brigade or Musiala era or Musiala year, and it's like, or season. Everything has a fucking season on the end of it, and it's like, okay, I get it. You're hiding behind a Twitter page. That's great. I don't hide behind a Twitter page. I know everybody sees my face. So, I mean, the thing is they can go out there and talk all the shit they want and then just go to a game and nobody knows the difference. For me, if I criticize, people have my phone number. People have my email address and my WhatsApp number and all that kind of shit. So, and all my social media. So if I say something and go a little too far, I'll get a message in my inbox like I did when they let Nagelsmann go, where I got a message in my inbox of, hey, Ryan, you need to calm the fuck down. So, I mean, I'll get messages from people either in the club, around the club, near the club, you know what I'm saying, that type of stuff of, hey, Ryan, calm your little ass down. Don't call the president a fucking weasel anymore. That one I even fucking sat there and said, nah, fuck you. I will call that shoe salesman whatever the fuck I feel like. If he has an issue with it, give him my goddamn phone number. Because, I mean, the thing is, hey, I watched Arsenal fan TV. I watched them tear into the fucking Cronkies and Arsene Wenger and all that shit. I watched the Man United fans tear into the Glazers, Liverpool tearing into Fenway Sports. Hey, damn it, I could tear into 3 motherfuckers.
And to be honest with you,
I'm a member just like everybody else is. If I was in Munich, I'd vote that motherfucker out. But
yeah, the thing is, it's because of obviously who you are. That's why they're telling you to like chill out. Do you not think?
Yeah, but I think it's also because when I say something, there's a group of people that will take it literally. And then there's a group of people that will amplify it and a group of people that will just completely go opposite of what I have to say.
Yeah.
So I think it's more along the lines of less likely of, hey, there's going to be an army of fans behind Ryan hating Herbert Heiner.
Yeah.
I think they already hate him, and Oliver Kahn anyway. Yeah. Half of them hate Brazo anyway. But for me, it's easier for them to come message me and say, hey, Ryan, just shut the hell up or calm the fuck down. Yeah. Instead of fucking Buna Sar season on Twitter sending him a message and saying, hey, you need to shut the hell up. And then he can be like, well, the guy that I cheer for doesn't even fucking play, so you can kiss my ass.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
So let's see we got any comments? See if I can flop in some comments. How does this work? Oh, okay. You're going to highlight it? Don't think Tuchel is to blame, but the board for their terrible decision. Honestly, I want to say all of them are to blame. Everybody's to blame.
Yeah.
Where Tuchel's not to blame as far as what has happened on the field. He like Nagelsmann, like Flick, like Kovac, Ancelotti, Yep Heynckes, not a single one of them some bitches ever took a shot. Not a single one of them committed a foul or got a red card, a yellow card, none of that shit. But for what Tuchel did to get into the spot to get the job, that's the issue that I have with it. Besides the whole thing, like I said earlier, him squad planning with the possibility of his ass not being here in a year and a half.
Yeah.
That's my only issue with him. But yeah, the board can get fucked right now. Right. Especially Oliver Kahn and Herbert Heiner. Those two can get fucked right now. Right,
so if I put this one on, shall we go towards the board now? Not necessarily go at them, you know.
I'll go at. Ain't nobody motherfucking safe.
Oh no, 100%. And to be honest,
I've already told everybody. Yeah, I've already told everybody on Twitter, ain't nobody's ass safe.
Yeah, no, I've seen
the only person that's guaranteed a fucking job is probably Thomas Muller. And that's because I don't think anybody there has the balls to tell him you're gone. Because he's probably been there longer than most of them anyway.
Yeah, but you should be able to have this opinion. Obviously, because you have not sources, that's not the word, like contacts and that. They do, obviously, like you just said, they tell you to calm down. But every fan, and that's obviously what we're trying to do here on the Bayern View. I want to, with the fan cams and all of that, I want to give people a voice, because everyone can push it out on Twitter and talk all of this crap. But when you come on like you are doing right now with your face, you know, you actually get the real stuff, because you're not going to call Upamecano this or that or Serge this or that, you know?
Well, and for me, and I keep trying to explain to people on social media. If I say it on social media, I will 110 fucking % say it to your fucking face. I'll say it in front of a camera. I don't give a shit. That's why when Spock's in Germany asked me who I would replace for Lewandowski, I said Dusan Vlahovic then. I still say it now. But when they asked me about how Penny had dealt with that situation, I didn't hold back then. I even asked them, am I allowed to curse? And they're like, just say what you feel. And I was like, well, Penny's a fucking snake. So, I don't give a shit. I'm going to say what I want to say. I even told the guy that is like the president or vice president of the stores that mint colored jersey, if he was the reason for that fucking thing, he should quit, because that thing was asshole ugly. Oh my god, that thing was terrible.
While you're talking about kits though, before we get on to the next comment, what do you think of the new kits coming out?
I do not like the home kit because it's not red. Our home kit should always be red.
The other way around. I think it should be the other way around.
I think that, as much as I like the Joker looking fucking black thing, that should be a third kit. A third option shit that we may play in once a blue fucking moon. Yeah. I'd make that white thing the away kit, and then find some way of incorporating a red, because you know as well as I do, the Sud Curve's gonna put in their 2 fucking cents. The minute that fucking Joker kit thing comes out
on the pitch, yeah.
Oh yeah, they're going to lose their shit. Even though it's cool as fuck, because you could do like a Bayern Joker fucking like design. That's cool as shit. But that's cool as shit is like a 4th or a 3rd option, not your fucking away kit.
Yeah.
Especially how it looks all sparkly and shit on the front. Like, are you going to a fucking nightclub? Dresses like
it kind of looks like the kit that you got. You know, the one by the artist.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah.
Well, exactly. It looks more like what's his name? Jared Leto looks like in fucking Suicide Squad.
Yeah.
Like where he's all fucking gangstered and blinged up as the Joker, and it's like, okay, yeah, that's what this shit looks like.
Yeah.
So I mean, yeah, it'll look cool like out in the street. On the
100%.
pitch, it's gonna look
On the
fucking
pitch.
corny.
Yeah.
Or on
Especially if
FIFA,
you're losing it as well.
Well, it'll look cool on FIFA, but
Yeah. But
fuck
that's about
FIFA.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I still think we should stick with the damn black and gold. That black and gold kit was fucking insane.
Well, because I thought we were getting a blackout kit. I seen loads of things about the full blackout kit, and then the next minute we're getting some like Joker thing kit. Well, I like it, but
You got to be careful with a lot of these rumors with some of these jerseys. Like I posted a picture or a video of what the kit kinda was going to look like, and somebody had like actually made one, which it's kind of the same thing, but it's just based on whoever made it off of a rumor, not off of what the actual kit looks like.
The actual kit.
So it looks decent, but you can tell it's fake as fuck.
Yeah.
All right. So what's the next question we got?
Right.
Question, comment, whatever we got. I don't give a shit.
Right. What's this one say? So if Tuchel is going to make the excuse he needs more time, the team he shouldn't have taken the job.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Because if you needed time with the team, motherfucker, you could have had the whole off season.
Exactly.
Not Thursday and Friday to play for Dortmund. And I like I said before, don't give that motherfucker credit for Dortmund because he didn't win that shit. That was all Nagelsmann's tactics, all Nagelsmann's shit. He just sat there and was like, hey, go out there and do this.
I generally think a caretaker manager could have done that.
Yeah, but I wouldn't have done a caretaker manager because I don't think we have anybody on the bench that really wanted to do it after that point.
Yeah, but I mean, like with obviously Nagelsmann's system, I think it would have just played into
it would have been fine.
Yeah.
And I mean the thing is that back three very well could have gotten its ass kicked by Man City. It also could have drove Pep into fucking nightmare realm. But you still had those fucking idiots who are like, oh well, Tuchel's beaten Pep this many times. I don't give a shit. I mean, if he can't beat him with our team, Chelsea's dog shit.
To be honest with you, that Champions League final, I think Pep Guardiola should have won it, but he overcomplicated it. To be honest.
Well, and the thing is he didn't start that game with Rodri as a defending mid. And the minute Kevin De Bruyne got hit in the nose and went out in like I think the 25th minute, that was the end of that. Because that City team is not the same City team as right now. Erling Haaland changes the trajectory of that team vastly. So I mean, Mahrez, Foden when he's out there. I mean, Gundogan does some crazy shit to be a shitbag. Kevin De Bruyne. Leading into it, my thing was stop Kevin De Bruyne, stop Man City. I didn't even fucking think of Rodri as a damn goal scorer. And even then, Jan Sommer's catching shit for that. That's not.
I don't think anyone's saving that, to be honest with you.
I mean,
right behind it.
I mean, you can't essentially say, oh, well, if Neuer was in there, Neuer would have saved it. Fuck, I don't know. He may have. He may not have. Yeah. But if he would have made the exact same dive at the exact same time as Sommer, yes, he would have gotten it because he's, 2 inches taller? So he would have gotten a bigger hand to it. You could essentially say Sommer fucked up this past weekend with that goofy-ass header, whatever offsides looking shit that was. Neuer would have knocked that over the net. My thing is Sommer at Gladbach seems like it's a completely different player than the one we got right now. I personally think this logo right here scares that dude to death. Same thing with Sabitzer. Sabitzer was the same way. Cancelo, I just think he's kind of like. And I don't want to downplay Cancelo that much, but he's given me James Rodriguez vibes. Like hyped as fuck, but maybe not what everybody was supposed. You know what I'm saying? The guy that was supposed to come here. Mane's kind of the same way.
Exactly.
Kind of got fucked on $35 million. So, see what else we got.
Right. Are you ready? Are you ready for the big one? I've got it
Sure,
right here.
fuck it. Why not? Click that motherfucker. I'm down with that. He left off somebody though.
Yeah.
Yeah, if Brazo shouldn't have been first. Should be Heiner first, Kahn second, Brazo third.
Yeah.
Because I mean, Brazo. The thing is Brazo a fucking nutbag? Yes. Is he crazy as fuck? Yes. Does he make some questionable decisions? Yeah. Does he say some off the wall wild fucking shit in the media? Yes. But has he gotten the job done as far as getting big name players convinced to take wage demands down to come to play at Bayern? Yes. Him and Nepe are an amazing team. You just have to shut Brazo the fuck up on social media or in the news and newspaper shit like that. You just have to shut him the fuck up. Oliver Kahn, my thought on Oliver Kahn, I appreciate you taking the family that this used to stand for, the family that it used to stand for, and make it a fucking business that you want to pretend to be Man City, that you want to pretend to be Paris Saint-Germain or fucking Newcastle. Take that company shit and roll right up the fucking river with that shit. You can fucking get in your little fucking sports car and roll the fuck on down to Berlin with that bullshit, or roll to fucking Dortmund with that shit. You know what I'm saying? Because for me, Kahn knows from being a player what this means as far as a family.
Yeah.
And KHR ran it as a business, but a family business, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
And he also had Uli Hoeneß there to keep the spirit in the team, to keep the I hate fucking saying the Mia San Mia mentality, but essentially that, to keep that in the team. Kahn basically is trying to make us some modern day football Leipzig fucking horse shit. And as much as I love him as a Bayern legendary player, he's really taking a piss on that fucking legacy right now, doing the shit that he's doing. And lastly, fucking Herbert Heiner. Yeah, fuck you, you shoe salesman cocksucker. I have nothing for you, you fucking weasel. I didn't want that motherfucker to have the job in the first place. You can sell shoes. Awesome. You're a Bayern fan. Awesome. Motherfucker, I worked at Foot Locker. You know what I'm saying? I sold shoes and I'm a Bayern fan. So does that qualify me for the fucking job? Give me the fucking job, you motherfucker. God damn. I mean, the thing is you got to think at every annual, like I guess shareholders meeting, members meeting, the general meeting type thing they have yearly. Fucking they've had done the chant Heiner out at least 3 times. You know what I'm saying? And the whole Qatar Airways fucking bullshit.
Yeah.
I don't know how hard it is for Kahn and Herbert Heiner to grasp this, that a vast majority of the fan base don't fucking want that. So fucking tell them to fuck off. I've done it on Twitter. I've even tagged those motherfuckers. Hell, I tagged the country of Qatar and Qatar Airways and the Hamid fucking airport. I have nothing against, you know what I'm saying, the Muslims or Islam or hell, I don't know enough about Qatar to shit on it. All I know is Lufthansa is the group that you've had forever. You're a German team. Stick with the German brands.
Yeah.
Personally, for me, I'd tell Audi to go fuck themselves. Not because Audi's a shitty company, but BMW's right up the fucking street.
Yeah.
Like literally up the fucking street.
Huh? That's who they're looking at. Is that who they're looking at as well? But
no.
BMW?
Fuck no.
Nothing.
because Volkswagen and the whole fucking national fucking, you know what I'm saying, VW ownership group, they have so much goddamn money. It's not funny. They also do MAN Trucks, which is the group that does our buses. So I mean, the thing is if we got rid of Audi, that would mean BMW would have to buy their share in the team, which we all know as American, or well, for my side of the pond, the UK's fucking finances are fucked as ours too. But we all know with the stock market and shit like that, a company is going to sell it to you for what the company wants for it. So Audi's going to charge the shit out of BMW. BMW is going to say it's not worth it. They're going to back out. They're not going to give us anywhere close to the money. I think the Audi deal is like 15 million a year. BMW want to do like 13 million a year. I mean, it's not that big of a difference as far as looking at it that way, but BMW's initial investment would be essentially buying Audi's shares and doing that, which that's a shitload of money to put on any company.
Yeah.
So, but yeah. So yeah, Brazo, right now you can keep your job.
Is that where you would stand?
The other two can get fucked.
If I was to ask you, I'm pretty sure I know the answer, but if I was to say to you, out of the three, do you think they will last? Do you think they all will last?
Right now, I from talking to people in Munich that I know that are pretty trusted sources, I don't give a shit what Oliver Kahn says in the goddamn newspapers or on TV. His job is awful, or the seat that he sits in is awful fucking hot right now. Yes, I've heard that Uli Holness's son is a prime candidate because they can oust Oliver Kahn whenever the fuck they feel like it. Herbert Heiner's a little harder because he was elected by members and all that kind of fucking horse cockery. But Brazo can easily get ousted, and Oliver Kahn can easily get ousted. They can both be kicked the fuck out today if they wanted to.
Yeah.
But the thing is like I've heard Uli Holness's son. I've met him a few times in Munich. I mean, he's a younger version of his dad, without actually playing. But the thing is he's got the same passion, the same love, all of that shit, without the actual have done it before. So I mean, could he do the job? Fuck yeah, he could easily do the job. He was raised in that job.
Yeah.
So I mean that's my whole thing. When people sit there and say, "Well, he's never done this before," well, neither the fucking Heiner. Neither the fucking Oliver Kahn.
Yeah.
Y'all, people are like, I want to see Bastian Schweinsteiger or Philip Lahm do it. They've fucking never done it. You're 100% okay with dumping it on a player that's never really done it before. But this kid was raised in that position. You know what I'm saying? So, and I want to say he's the president now of the sausage company that Uli Hoeneß owns. I think he's president or CEO of it or something like that.
Yeah.
So I mean, he's a business mind. So he's just like Heiner, in the fact of he's ran a business. He knows how it runs. But he's more Bayern Munich bloodline than Herbert Heiner, they pretty much just gave it to him because Adidas owns part of the damn team. Honestly, that's how Herbert Heiner got the job. I don't give a shit what anybody else has to say. That motherfucker got that damn job because Adidas fucking installed him. Adidas can fucking uninstall him.
Right. So, who do you think I can't even read. So who
the
is
best midfield pairing?
Best midfield pair for next season?
Honestly, I don't think we're running a midfield pairing. We're not going to run.
Do you think we just go with Kimmich on his own?
No, we're going to go with. It will probably go back to everybody's favorite, a 4-3-3. As bad as I goddamn despise that fucking thing.
Yeah, because what happens to Jamal in that situation? Does he play as more of an attacking mid or a winger? I don't really want to see him as a winger.
He'll be a wing.
You think?
As bad, yeah. But it'll be that same thing that Thomas Muller does. It'll be a wing that kind of just floats. It may be a 4-3-3 in, say, a defending 4-3-3, attacking in a 3-4 bucking something. You know what I'm saying? Because that's the new thing nowadays is you'll start the game as a 4-3-3. When you're defending in one formation. When you attack, you're attacking in a different formation. So Jamal may just kind of bounce around. But because they're kind of, they've even specifically said that they're looking for somebody that's more of a Thiago creative defensive type player. The one that I see isn't Goretzka. And if we get the person that I could potentially see us getting, then yeah, Goretzka's to the bench if gone altogether. Frankie de Jong.
Yeah.
Just because with Frankie de Jong, the thing is he does everything that they're wanting. He's not extremely happy where he's at. You know what I'm saying? Barcelona's in a shitty financial position and wouldn't mind him gone anyway. And with De Ligt there and Mazraoui there, you know what I'm saying? Gravenberch, he's got guys that he knows and has played with and trained with at Ajax and that sort of thing. Fuck it, get him. Yeah. I mean, yes, he's on high wages, but so was Matthias De Ligt before he came.
Exactly, 100%.
Bundesliga fanatic.
Shit. Do you think he will last? Do you think he'll go to the bench, or do you think we should just sell him straight up?
Honestly, I think it'll come down to the thing of, do we get De Jong or do we not get De Jong? If we get De Jong, then Goretzka's got to go, because you're looking at Kimmich, De Jong, Konrad Laimer, fucking Ryan Gravenberch. At some point, you're going to run out of fucking positions, and Gravenberch wants to play game in, game out next year. Well, if you get Frankie de Jong, that shit ain't going to happen. So he's going to be mad. Laimer coming in may have prevented him from playing anyway. So, I mean, and I still kind of thought that Laimer would be more of a defending mid. But then thinking about it, yeah, he is kind of a automatic Kimmich type player. Can play center defending mid, but isn't really the greatest defending mid, because you can tell he wants to be more of an 8 than a 6. And that's the same thing with Kimmich. Kimmich wants to go forward versus hanging back and waiting. So if you can give somebody or get somebody that can give Kimmich that freedom, that's what you fucking want. And a Frankie de Jong can do that. There's a few others. There's like a guy at Sporting, Ugarte or Ugardi or something like that. I can't speak on that guy because I don't watch fucking Sporting. Declan Rice can get fucked. I have no use for that piece of shit.
Overhyped. So
well, the thing is he's one of those that everybody's name is throwing around. But the thing with Declan Rice, is he good? Sure. But so is Calvin fucking Phillips. But the thing is Declan Rice, for me personally, from what I've seen of him, and I don't watch West Ham all the fucking time, but from what I've seen of him, he's not that much fucking better than Mark Roca was. He doesn't really offer a lot more. Maybe Tyler Adams offers a little bit to the same thing as a defensive mid type thing. Weston McKennie maybe. But you've got Arsenal, United, City, Chelsea, all wanting to sign that guy. Bayern Munich doesn't have a chance in hell to try to get Declan Rice. And it's not
anyway, to be honest.
Well, my thing is it's not that if you try to put Bayern up against Chelsea, can you sell Declan Rice Bayern? Yes, but can you sell West Ham on accepting 60 million instead of 160 million? Because we all know, and that's what I tried to tell everybody on Twitter was, Declan Rice, yes, whoop-de-doo, everybody loves him, everybody's rumored for him. But if West Ham say 120 million, and we're not, that's before we even start talking. Todd Bowley at fucking Chelsea is going to say, okay, 120, give him 140 and say we're not talking. He's just a dumbass with money. And it's just because he has so much fucking money. And Newcastle can do the same thing. Yeah. Newcastle can just sit there and say, all right, they want 100. Well, Bowley may give them 150. Just fucking give them 200 and let's leave. You know what I'm saying? That's the crazy financial shit that those teams can do. And I mean, it's essentially FIFA fucking career mode at this point. The only bad thing is they still fucking suck. I mean, you can pay $100 million for fucking Mudryk all day, and Mudryk's still gonna fucking suck.
Yeah, I don't know why.
I mean, because Arsenal wanted him. That's what Chelsea's doing now. They didn't want Enzo Fernandez before November. They honestly, I don't even think they knew who Enzo Fernandez fucking was before November. And then Arsenal started heating it up after the World Cup. They went in, hey, we're going to buy you. The kid got all fucking uppity and started talking shit on Benfica, stopped showing up to training. Then Chelsea was like, well, maybe not. We're not going to buy you. So then he goes back to Benfica and is kissing the badge. And I love Benfica. I'll be here forever. And then Chelsea comes back in and is like, yeah, we're going to buy you now. So, I mean, that kid went through a fucking emotional roller coaster like this. And Arsenal's sitting there saying, well, fuck us for recruiting the kid for the past 2 years because, well, American boy over here just fucking handed him his goddamn black card and just fucking started bringing those bitches up. Literally. So, yeah, if for players like that, if it gets into a bidding war, Bayern's one, better not even try. And then two, there's no sense in even trying. I mean, I don't want us to even try. But two, it just needs to click in their head that it's not even worth fucking trying. That's why the whole Napoli with, what's his name? Victor Osimhen, the striker from Napoli. Yeah. When they said 150, I'd have been like, yeah, get fucked. I mean, he's had one decent year. And even now, he's injured every third week with a hamstring or something like that. And I still stand by the thing. And I will admit, I thought Kolo Muani was younger than Osimhen. I didn't realize they were the same fucking age. But Kolo Muani looks the way that he plays like he's 21 years old. Osimhen does look like he's 24, 25. So, I mean, I'd go with Kolo Muani. And plus, Kolo Muani is a French national. Plays with Upamecano. He plays with Lucas Hernandez and Pavard. And, you know what I'm saying? He plays with those guys. So why not make France as good as Germany is? But we've got to keep that German core as we always have. We just can't, we can't just piss away the German core just because everybody wants some random ass fucking player. So I think that's why maybe we keep Goretzka, because they want to keep that German core. But I don't know. I don't see how that's going to work. So, I mean, it kind of depends. Honestly, it depends on if Oliver Kahn's ass is even in that position. Yeah. That would be a big thing. Because if Kahn gets knocked out because we fuck up and say they bring in Uli Holness' son, that could throw in a completely different wrinkle, you know what I'm saying, than anything. So, I mean, at this point, I want to say Goretzka probably stays. And they'll probably either loan or sell Gravenberch and bring in Frankie de Jong. But or the whole Conrad Leimer thing is bullshit, and we bring in de Jong and then nobody else, or sell and we sell Marcel Sabitzer and shit like that. But yeah, we have to get rid of Sabitzer right now so we can get another midfielder. We have to get rid of Bunassar because he just ain't fucking doing nothing. I mean, Mane would be one. Even though as shitty as he is, I still think you'd get maybe 20 million for him.
Yeah.
We're definitely not going to get 35 million. So, I mean, we're not going to get that Leeds deal of we buy Mark Roca for like 20 million, sell him for 35. Yeah, we're never going to get another deal like that again. But yeah, I think Sadio Mane leaves. And I honestly want to say Serge Gnabry stays, as much as everybody in the fucking chat probably hates hearing that. I don't give a shit.
I'm on the same with you, to be honest with you. Not just because I've got a Serge top in the other room. I'm a massive fan of Serge, so I think people just need to chill out. To be honest with you, you can't be Lewandowski every bloody game. You know what I mean?
Well, and I mean the thing is he's the most consistent scorer outside of Lewandowski that we've had since he's arrived. He was our second leading scorer. And I don't want to hear that bullshit of, he stat pads against fucking Bochum and shit like that. I don't give a shit if he stat pads. Lewandowski stat padded a whole hell of a fucking lot. So, I mean...
Well, yeah, because I didn't see... stat padding, everyone is in our league.
Yeah. Fucking Ronaldo stat pad against a lot of people. I don't know. Ask Ibar how many goals goddamn Messi scored on him.
Yeah.
So, I mean, stat padding fucking works. I don't give a shit. Frank Ribery used to do the same shit. He'd have an issue playing against, like, say, maybe Gladbach or something like that. But when we play fucking Hamburg, he'd rattle off fucking 4 goals and then 2 assists. So, I mean, some people have bogey teams. Some people have ones that they just fucking tear to shreds. So you just have to have that fine line of players that have really good games against this team and bad games against that one. As long as Coman's doing good against Hoffenheim and Leroy Sané does great against Wolfsburg, don't give a shit.
Yeah,
exactly. I mean, we just have to have that. But I mean, you also got to think it's the same fans that thought fucking Joshua Xerxes was going to be the next fucking glory striker at Bayern. Yeah. Love the kid to death, but yeah, that did work out very well.
Because every time I think of him, to be perfectly honest, I just think of the clip of Vincent Kompany ripping into him. Every time I think of his name, I don't know if you've seen that. Have you seen that? No, when he was at Anderlecht.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't pay attention to him at Anderlecht.
Yeah, every time I think of him, and that's all I see now. And obviously, his cool hairstyle. For you though, someone, let me find it. I want that one. Obviously, you already mentioned.
Who do you suggest to replace any of the board members? Okay, there are a lot of board members as far as like supervisory board members. The main ones that everybody's focused on is Heiner and Brazo and Oliver Kahn. There are other advisory board members like Uli Hoeneß. I mean, there's still board members that nobody ever talks about. Honestly, I don't think anybody even knows how many board members, you know what I'm saying, how many different board members there actually are. So would I replace any of, and we'll call them the unknown board members? Nah, because honestly, they're a bunch of fucking yes men. As a majority, they're a bunch of fucking yes men. Yeah. Whatever Oliver Kahn, Heiner, Uli Hoeneß, those people say, they just fucking agree with. Would I replace Oliver Kahn? Yes. Would I replace Herbert Heiner? In a fucking heartbeat. Brazo, at this point, no. Brazo's the only one that actually has a case of why he would be safe. And Brazo can actually make that case. At this point, Oliver Kahn may be able to make a small case, but not much of one. Herbert Heiner has no fucking case and no fucking business being where the fuck he is.
Yeah.
So yeah, as far as for me, you could replace right now. You could replace Kahn and Heiner. I'd replace him with like I said, the name that kept popping up was Uli Hoeneß's son. I'd replace Kahn with him, and honestly, for me personally, replace Kahn right now. Herbert Heiner is up for re-election, I think, in 2024.
Yes,
I believe. If he's up for re-election in 2024, leave him until that point. Because at that point, after the Euros, Philipp Lahm will not be associated with the Euros in Germany. And arguably, for the presidential role, Philipp Lahm can do. That's a little bit easier to run than, say, the CEO. It's a little bit less it's political because you're the voted in guy, but it's less politics, if that makes sense.
Yeah,
like business politics bullshit. So yeah, I'd put in Little Honus as Khan's replacement, and then I'd let the fucking weasel sit in his fucking office and cry into his fucking Adidas shoes for another year, and then vote that motherfucker out. Like I have half a mind to, like, instead of going to Munich anytime like soon, to save my money until that fucking point and fly over there and cuss that motherfucker out right to his face.
God,
and I wouldn't even have to do it in fucking German either, because I know he speaks fucking English. Everybody else wouldn't know what the fuck I'm saying, but god damn it, he would damn sure know what the fuck I'm saying. Hey, everybody in the chat, if I'll run for fucking president of Bayern Munich against that motherfucker if I have enough people that will actually vote for me. No bullshit. And I will instill, like I even said, in that administration. I don't know if all of y'all are on Twitter, but at Complexes, he's a Bayern channel. He's extremely good at scouting people. That motherfucker would be the head of scouting at Bayern Munich. If I was the president, he'd be the head of scouting, because that dude can find the craziest shit out of fucking nothing. And then Dur Augustus, everybody Bayern fan on Twitter knows who he is. He would definitely be the head of like analytics, because I've never seen anybody break down a fucking game like he breaks down, as far as tactically and analytically and all that type of shit. For me, I know a little bit of tactics and analytics and that type of shit as far as a football game goes. That motherfucker is good as shit. So I mean, those two, I'll tell you right now, if I ran for president and won that shit, those two motherfuckers would come to Munich with me. 100%. I would fire motherfuckers the day I showed up. Be like, hey, this dude from Twitter's taking your fucking job. 100%. No bullshit. I'd run for that fucking presidency. Why the fuck not?
You've actually got some people in the chat actually saying it as well. You've got Dane here. He's a mod on the channel.
Hell yeah.
Beats. So where did I've got rid of the thing now. Where has it gone? Bear with me 1 second. It was on about, I can't find it now off the top of my head. It was on about could Musiala play as the 9 instead of
Fuck no. Fuck no, you don't want Musiala there.
Yeah.
No. You never want to put that, the type of player he is, you definitely don't want to put him as a 9, because then he's just standing around with his thumb up his ass for fucking 40 minutes.
Yeah.
The thing is for a number 9, I want them to sit, and that's why I don't like Harry Kane. I don't want my number 9 coming back, crossing midfield, trying to get the ball because he's fucking bored. I want him to stand back there, grab assing with the fucking last center back, and just waiting. Now, if you have a Kolo Muani, if you have a somebody like Choupo-Moting, those guys can come back because shit, they're just as good on the wing as they are in the middle. It's the same as if you put Leroy Sané up top. You can play Sané as a striker, but you'll lose all of his long shot abilities, his cutting in abilities. Serge Gnabry can play the number 9.
Yeah,
he's just not naturally a number 9, so he looks awkward as fuck when he plays it. Thomas Muller can play 9, but once again, you don't want to play Thomas Muller up there for the same reason you don't want to play Musiala as a 9. You're losing all the creativity and the space creation and pretty much everything that makes them what they are. You take that away by making them a 9. So, I mean, hell, I'd settle for a fucking Nicholas Fulkrug. Fuck Osimhen. If you can't get Kolo Muani, get Nicholas Fulkrug. God. Yeah. And I mean, the thing is he does what he does. He hangs on the number 9 and he waits. And then he can win in the air. His teeth are fucked, but once you come to Bayern Munich, we've got a dentist. We can fix that shit. But yeah, for me, Fulkrug, you could probably get for in the realm of 27 to 30. So whatever you sell Mane for, you can buy Nicholas Fulkrug. And honestly, 1 for 1, Fulkrug's probably going to be the better player because he is an actual 9.
Number 9.
He's not as creative, not as fluid as, say, a Robert Lewandowski. He's more of a bruising, I guess you could call him like a power 9. I've heard that term in a few circles. More of like a Mario Gomez, a Mario Mandzukic, that type of player. And I mean, hell, that may be the type of player we need to go back to. I mean, he's definitely not as fluid as Lewandowski. He's not going to make those weird, goofy ass angled shots, but he can do the same type of stuff Miroslav Klose made, if that makes sense. He's kind of Gomez, Mandzukic, kind of like Klose as well.
Yeah.
So I mean, he's just a big-bodied, solid 9.
He's not necessarily a flair player, is he? He's there to do.
Fuck no. He would be closer. He's closer to a Karim Benzema than he is a fucking Lewandowski. He's there to do a fucking job, and he'll do the damn job. Just give him the chance.
And to be honest,
and I mean, honestly, Choupo-Moting's the same way.
Yeah.
It's just Choupo-Moting's a little bit smaller as far as like weight wise or muscle mass wise. I mean, I'd keep Choupo-Moting just because even if he's just coming off the bench, that gives you another 9 off the bench. Right. And if you need that type of 9, you can get a Choupo-Moting. If you have Fulkrug, if something determines that, hey, you maybe need a faster number 9, you can bring on either a Choupo-Moting, who's a little bit faster but not much, or you can bring in a Matthias Tell. You know what I'm saying? Tell can really play wherever the fuck. I mean, he is honestly like a Kylian Mbappe. He can play pretty much anywhere. Yeah. It's just you've got to get him out there and fucking play it.
You got to get him.
So I mean, yeah, at some point we're gonna have to say either we want the title or fuck the title, and we're playing the young kids. That point is going to have to come up at some point.
Yeah. And also, don't you think as well? What was the German striker called? Off the top of my head, I've lost it. You know the guy you
Which
were just
one?
on. Yeah.
Miroslav Klose?
No. The one that's in
Fulkrug.
Yeah, him.
Okay.
He obviously plays with a lot of the lads as well.
Yeah.
So that should be.
I mean, he's not an instant. Well, he's not an instant, like an instant Germany call up. Yeah. But at this point, Germany doesn't have a striker, so he kind of is. And yeah, I get the whole thing of you don't want to continue to buy Bundesliga players, but I don't give a shit. That's not a Bayern problem. That's EPL fan, a La Liga fan fucking problem. I don't give a shit. If they're willing to sell him to us, they don't give a shit.
Yeah.
That's the way that I've seen it forever. Even though Dortmund and Leipzig and shit like that buy way more than we do, if you're willing to sell them, that's not our problem. So if they're willing to part ways with Fulkrog, fucking do it. I don't give a shit. Hell,
100%.
I wouldn't be 100% against bringing Mario Götze back. Because Götze's playing pretty decent at Frankfurt.
And he probably do it, aren't they?
Well, the thing is when Götze was here the first time, he had that I guess it was like a disease or condition that went undiagnosed and shit like that, and everybody called him lazy and fat and shit. Now it's been diagnosed, it's been treated, he's on treatments for it, it's under control, and he's a different player. So I mean, if it comes down to it, shit, he's a cheap option if need be. I know Hansi Flick was looking at him at one point. So I mean, if you can't keep Choupo-Moting, get him. Fucking why not? I ain't got a problem with that. He ain't wearing that black and gold shit no more.
Yeah, 100%. Do you are you okay for time? You okay
Yeah,
to get going?
I ain't doing shit. Yeah, I ain't doing nothing.
On obviously the league. Obviously we've got Xabi Alonso in the league, and you could probably see where I'm going with this. Do you think he could be a future Bayern manager, or do you think he's still nowhere near for you?
I don't know if he ever wants to.
Yeah.
I think he kind of has the same problem that that Oliver Kahn's facing. Of I don't want to go there, fuck up, and screw up what I did there.
Yeah.
Kind of like the same thing as what Stevie G, if he ever got a hold of fucking Liverpool, or pretty much what Frank Lampard fucking did.
Yeah.
Went from superstar to shitbag.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I mean, Alonso's a really good coach, but is he a good coach, or is he a good coach for Leverkusen? Because Niko Kovac was a good coach for Frankfurt.
Yeah.
Dog shit coach for us. Even though he did win a double. So, I mean, that's more than what Nagelsmann did. But with the team that he won a double with, I think Nagelsmann could have won a treble with. No bullshit. Because it's the same team. Yeah, it's the same team that fucking Flick won literally goddamn everything with.
Yeah.
Like everything under the damn sun. So, I mean, he could be in the future, but so could Miroslav Klose.
Yeah.
Because Klose did the same, you know what I'm saying, started here as far as his coaching stuff. Another one that potentially down the road may be somebody, Sandro Wagner. I don't know if anybody remembers him as a striker. Yeah, he's doing pretty well as a head coach right now. I think he's about to win the third league or regional league, one of those two. But his team is in first place there, and I mean he's pretty good at what he does. So I mean he wins a lot with extremely a little bit. D. Michaelis, who just went to River Plate, he could be because he coached Bayern 2 for a while.
Yeah.
I wouldn't bring Sebastian Holness back. I don't see Sebastian ever coaching at Bayern Munich. But who knows if his fucking brother is the CEO? He may come back. Who knows? But yeah, as of right now, I don't see Tuchel making it 2.5 years.
That the thing is, that's the problem, isn't it? Because he's gonna get the rest of this season, obviously, and then obviously what we were talking about at the start of this, he is going like, unless some miracle happens, especially for me because I don't want him as manager right now, and I think I'm talking for you as well. If I'm not interrupt me. But like, he's gonna get the window, and it's gonna be painful because, you know, God forbid we don't get Mason Mount or any of the Chelsea players.
Fuck Mason Mount.
Yeah, fuck all of them. To be perfectly honest with you, I don't want any of them. I've said this, and you can disagree with me if you would like. The only player that I would want that he has managed would be Kylian Mbappe. Even though the ego is there and all of that, you know, that would be the only player I would want.
I wouldn't.
But you know what I mean, from like talent-wise.
Talent-wise, yeah. The wage bill and all of that type of shit. Yeah.
No, that shit.
Well, I mean, the ego, I think, would get vastly in check where we are.
Yeah.
The thing is when you start looking at players like a Neymar or a Messi, Ronaldo, Erling Haaland, Mbappe, their wage bills are fucking ungodly. That's why when people are like, "Oh, we should get fucking Erling Haaland," blah 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 blah. No, the amount that City is having to pay that son of a gun, and had to pay random ass people that aren't even playing just to get him, is just asinine. I saw one of the comments where was it? One of the comments had said something about Bayern's not going to pay 100 million plus for a single player, not even Kolo Muani. Yeah, at some point we're going to have to. It's just the way that it is. And if we go after Osimhen like they're discussing, and if he's our prime replacement as a striker, if they want 150, we can negotiate that down, but we're not negotiating it below 100.
Yeah.
If we, God forbid, go for that mushmouth ass cheese from fucking Spurs, they want 100 million. You can talk them down to 70 because he's fucking 100 million years old.
Yeah.
God knows what the Premier League beat his ass with. But Osimhen, for him only being 24, yes, you're not getting him under 100 million.
Oh, no.
And if we're looking for a prime superstar striker, it's going to, in this market, it's going to cost you 100 million. So I mean, 100 million is easily spent, and we will, especially if Thomas Tuchel says yes, Oliver Kahn's still fucking there, and Brazo and those idiots are fucking sitting in there. Yes, $100 million will get blown in a heartbeat. For me, would I go for Osimhen? No. Would I go for Kolo Muani? No. I'd pay 65 to 75 for Dusan Vlahovic and make fucking Juventus sell him. Because Juventus is still in the same financial shit show that they were, even though they lost the 15 points and got them back. Juve's still not in a financial positive.
Yeah.
So, I mean, the thing is they'll let him go for 75 million. And Dusan Vlahovic is something that he can bring, something that we don't already have.
Yeah.
Kolo Muani and Osimhen bring the same stuff, or bring the same talent level as Matthias Tell. It's just those two are more of a polished product, as Tell is going to take a little bit longer. So, I mean, my thing looking at that is, yes, I get it. Vlahovic is not even on the fucking radar for Bayern. That's because they're fucking idiots and morons. Vlahovic would be the perfect heir apparent and would be the guy that could replicate everything Robert Lewandowski did.
Yeah.
Vlahovic is the same body type as Erling Haaland. He doesn't run like a fucking goober like he does. And he doesn't do all those dumbass faces and look like a fucking weird Norwegian chimp and all that kind of shit when he runs, and he's all like, ugh, and he's all that dumb shit. He doesn't do any of that stupid crap, so that's always great. But he's the same size. He's the same body type. He pretty much shoots the same power level. You know what I'm saying? Everything's exactly the same. Just probably, I don't know, 40, 50 million cheaper. Wages shit would be absolutely nothing compared to what Erling Haaland is. But Kolo Muani, yes, it'll cost over 100 million. Wages aren't going to be that much. Osimhen is going to be expensive.
Yeah.
Transfer will be expensive. Wages will be expensive. And please nobody go on to any social media thing and sit there and say, oh, but if we get such and such player, the jersey sales will make up for it. No, that's not how jersey sales work. People have to understand that that's not a thing. Transfers and all that kind of stuff. Jersey sales mean relatively nothing in those. I don't care if you sell 100 million of somebody's jersey. That's not going to pay off the transfer. That just doesn't work. Like if you look at Messi, if somebody signs Messi, right? Oh, the team will sell 200 million in jersey sales, and it'll pay for his 200 million transfer. Messi gets 100% of his jersey sales.
Yeah.
The team gets dick. So, I mean, the thing is the team can negotiate that down, and maybe Messi gives them 10% of it, but 90% of that's going to him. And that's what a lot of fans don't understand is jersey sales. Some players negotiate those rights where, I don't know, Mane may want 70% of jersey sales.
Yeah.
You give him 70% of jersey sales so you don't pay his wages so fucking much. Or you've got guys like Messi that own their fucking facial rights and their image rights and shit like that. Ronaldo owns that shit. So, I mean, you're really not making any money off of any of them. They're fleecing the shit out of you. You've got to pay them to use them in a fucking commercial and shit. So, I mean, it's some player or like fans or some regular fans just think that, hey, if you sell 200 million in jerseys, that pays for the player. No, that's not how that works. So, but yeah, I like how they were like, Vlahovic is the perfect option. Yeah. Just Bayern for some god fucking reason doesn't see that. They want to get a guy that does the same shit as the guy we already have on the team.
Because don't you think as well, if Vlahovic was to be the option, we could then go and get Florok. Is it Florok? Is that how you say his name? You could go and get him as well.
Who?
The German lad.
Oh, Fulkrug? No, you'd only get one or the other.
Do you not think we could get both for that or not?
Why?
Well, because obviously when we had Mario Mandzukic, didn't we also? I swear we also had Gomez. Or am I wrong?
Yeah, but you also didn't pay $65 million for one of them.
Yeah, I guess.
So I mean, if you're paying $65 million or $75 million for Vlahovic, you're not going to just say, "Oh, fuck it, we're going to spend $25 million on Fulkrug just so we can spend $100 or $100 million." You'll take that $25 million and throw it at Frankie De Jong. Because it's going to take another 60 to get fucking De Jong.
True.
So I mean, the thing is with that, and that's the other thing when they've got to evaluate if they're looking for a Thiago type player, and Frankie De Jong may be that. It may be the Thuram kid in France. You're looking at, okay, if you pay 120 million for Osimhen, you're now cutting into your center defending mid
budget
abilities.
Yeah.
So if you cut off that center defending mid abilities, you're going to get a shittier defending mid, but you're going to get a guy that scores a decent amount of goals. But if he scores 3 goals a game and fucking you get some shitbag as a center defending mid that allows 5 goals a game, well, you're scoring 4, but you're allowing 5. So the thing is it goes to the NFL thing. Defense wins championships. You know what I'm saying? And that's still rings true in football as much as it does in the NFL. If your defense fucking sucks, I don't care how many you score offensively. If you can't keep them from fucking scoring, you're still going to lose. Yeah. I mean, it's less likely now because you don't have the away goal bullshit, which that busted our ass in way too many semifinals. But yeah, with that being away, it helps us a little bit as far as like we could, if we can just outscore you. But as we've seen, and it still dates dates back to pre Niko Kovac days. So that's why my thing is when people's giving Nagelsmann shit or they gave Flick shit the second year, they and me giving Tuchel shit right now. You know what I'm saying? Before Kovac, we still had a problem scoring goals. Even back to Carlo Ancelotti, where we would shoot 35 times a game, 19, 20 of those maybe on target, one went it in the fucking net.
Yeah.
So I mean, if you're shooting 40, 50 times over a 2-leg thing, and you literally are walking away with 1 or 2 goals, maybe the coach isn't the problem. Maybe we need to learn how to put a damn ball in the net. And I mean, the coach can tell you how to fucking shoot all day. If the player shoots at the wrong time or tries to be fucking cute with it, Leroy Sané. But if they want to try to be cute with it and try to fucking shoot the most god awful fucking shit, still ain't gonna go in. Yeah. So why can't we go back for Thiago? Why the fuck would we do that?
Well, he wouldn't want to come back anyway, would he? Because he's won everything with us anyway.
I wouldn't want him back.
No, but from both.
I don't give a shit if he shows up to fucking Munich and begs us. I don't want him back.
But that'd be the same opinion with Levy as well.
With who?
Lewandowski.
Oh, Lewandowski can fucking suck a bag of dicks. I don't want him in Munich. Fucking period. I don't want him anywhere fucking close to Munich. Mm-hmm. Lewandowski fucked up himself when he left. Yeah. He can kiss my fucking ass. Thiago is a little bit along those lines because we gave him an extension. He sat on it. He agreed on it, was about to sign on it, and then fucking backed out. So that I'm not happy about. But the thing is Thiago went to Liverpool, and now he's a fucking like a severe injury risk.
Yeah.
He is a walking, talking injury now. So that is my primary thing of I don't want to get Thiago because fucking Goretzka is just as injured as he is anyway. There's no sense in getting Thiago back, an older version that's been beat to shit from Liverpool. Because Liverpool, yeah, well, not even in the Premier League. It's just because it's Liverpool and they don't have any other fucking midfielders. So he's ran himself into the ground. And not to mention he has something has clicked in him after maybe the first season at Liverpool. He makes some fucking iffy tackles right now. Like he's made some Arturo Vidal fucking bone snapping tackles that he never made in Munich. He made strategic, perfectly timed tackles in Munich. He went to Liverpool. Now he's damn near breaking people's legs with some shaky shit. What do you think about Hernandez? Is he better than Upamecano? Okay. Hernandez injured a lot of the times, but without. Okay, we can't sit there when you evaluate a player. You can't sit there and say, okay, Hernandez, but without the injuries. You can't ever evaluate a player like that because they are injured.
Yeah. 100%. I'd have to agree with you. I don't know what's happened to Ryan.
Are you there?
Yeah, I'm here. I'm still here, man.
Oh, okay. But the thing is you can't evaluate Lucas Hernandez without the injuries because that is Lucas Hernandez. Is he better than Upamecano? In some things he is, in other things he's not. But with Hernandez and see, this is the thing that pisses me the fuck off. Nagelsmann's plan of 3 at the back got shot to fucking hell because the French national team allowed fucking Hernandez to play in that shitty World Cup in November, and he blew his knee to shit. A back 3 of Lucas Hernandez, Matthias de Ligt, fucking Dayu Upamecano is probably and arguably the best back three you know what I'm saying, fucking imaginable. I mean, you have De Ligt on one side, you have Hernandez on the left side, you have Upamecano in the fucking middle.
Yeah.
I mean, and then you have Benjamin Pavard can rotate in any of those spots. Pavard can also play the wing, or like the wing back position. Davies can play the wing back position. The other thing would be keep Yao Cancelo. Cancelo on one side, Davies on the, or Cancelo opposite of the side Davies is on. And then those three as your center backs. You got Hernandez, Upamecano, and De Ligt. That's a solid, when you're defending in a back five, that's a solid back five. And then you wouldn't have to fucking have Kingsley Coman having to play defense the whole damn time.
Yeah.
So, I mean, my thing is what do I think about Hernandez? Glad we gave him an extension. Is he better than Upamecano? No. Not as a center back. As a left center back, slightly better. But with Lucas Hernandez healthy, Davies, like right now, Davies with out for the rest of the season, that would be the time that you throw Lucas Hernandez in there because he can play left back as well.
Yeah.
Cancelo can play left back, but he ain't that good at it. I still think Cancelo's better as a right back. But I would love to see Hernandez, Upamecano, and De Ligt all on the field at the same time. Thomas Tuchel, fuck whatever you do that. Because Tuchel runs a three at the back as well. And that's what I was trying to explain to Bayern fans on Twitter was you hated that back three. Well, Tuchel runs a back fucking three. Tuchel at Chelsea never had that good of a back three with Hernandez, Upamecano, De Ligt. Never had that. At PSG, he never had that. At
Dortmund, he never had that.
At Dortmund, I don't think he really ran a back three that much. Because Dortmund at that time was the same as Bayern, where no matter who comes in, like, because Niko Kovac ran a three at the back at Frankfurt. When he came in, we forced him to run a four at the back. Let's see. Flick wanted to run a three at the back, and did when we were attacking. He defended with four, went forward with three, and then Nagelsmann comes in with three. Tuchel likes to run three. So, but Tuchel at Dortmund was kind of in that same role as like we kind of got forced into this hold the ball shit ever since Pep Guardiola brought that fucking slow rolling horse cockery. Yeah. So I mean that's the thing. No matter who the coach is, you're still going to have that possession shit. Now, hopefully, if we can get a three at the back, throwing Hernandez in there, that's going to benefit us a whole hell of a lot going forward. I just wish it was under Nagelsmann, not under Tuchel.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, that's the answer to that one. And Hernandez, yes, will keep getting fucking hurt. So, how about we get rid of Gnabry and sign Federico Chiesa? And how about a monkey flies out of my ass and brings me a rainbow sandwich? Are you out of your fucking mind? Do you realize how much that motherfucker costs? Chiesa is easily a $70-some-odd million wing. No fucking way we're signing a wing for $75 million. He's good as shit, anyway. But we fucked up by, if we wanted Chiesa, we fucked up by not getting him out of Fiorentina like Frank Ribery told us to. And that's the bad thing. Frank Ribery literally said Vlahovic should go to Bayern Munich, not Juventus. Bayern never offered him. He went to Juventus. Same thing with Chiesa. Ribery, when he was at Fiorentina, said Bayern Munich should get Chiesa. He would be a great asset to them. That motherfucker ends up in Turin. So, I mean, the thing is Chiesa better than Gnabry? In some things. Is he better than Gnabry at, say, goal scoring? Not in a million fucking years. Is he better at creating space to get an assist? Yes. but Gnabry's not an assist guy. That's what Kingsley Coman is.
Yeah.
So Coman is our assist, or our wing that is there for assists. Gnabry is our only wing that goes out there and scores fucking goals. Leroy Sané is kind of the hybrid between the two, and he's also not really great at either fucking thing.
Yeah.
So I mean, y'all could shit on Serge Gnabry all you fucking want.
I feel you, man, for real. Let's go with thank you for everyone being in here, by the way. Make sure to smash the thumbs up, hit the subscribe button down below as well. Obviously, we've been going for an hour and 40 minutes, which is absolutely mad. To be perfectly honest with you, I think Ryan will be back in a minute anyway. Right, what should we go with? I've got so many questions in here. Don't worry, man, it's fine. Go. Yeah, it's fine. Don't worry about it. There's so many questions in here. Generally, I don't know which one to click.
Click them all. Fuck it, I ain't got shit to do.
Let's go with this one.
Which was the best Bayern or best squad to you? As in what? All time? Recently?
I'm guessing so.
Past 20 years? What, all time?
I'm guessing so, yeah.
If it's all time, then you're looking at either I'd go the 2013 treble winning team or the prime Bayern Munich of the 70s. Like 74 to, I believe it was 76. With Gerhard Muller and Franz Beckenbauer and Swazenbeck and all of those guys. That's the best Bayern squad ever, period. 2013 falls in a nice second.
Before I click any other ones, I want to ask you, because I know that you've met certain players, what is Frank Ribery like?
He is the greatest human being I have ever met. I don't give a shit if you like him or you don't like him. He is probably the most caring human being you will meet. That there's not many players that will bend over backwards like Frank Ribery does. He's one of those guys that, like, you know how you meet somebody where they're like, they'll give you the shirt off their back if you need it. Frank Ribery's that type of person.
He's that guy, yeah.
Yeah. Iron Robin's the same. Bastian Schweinsteiger's the same. The one that was a little standoffish and a little asshole-ish was Lewandowski. Mats Hummels is just as fucking dopey and fucking goofy in person as he is in those videos. Thomas Muller is as fucking clownish and goofy in real life as he is on those videos and shit. He is one that's why I call him the clown prince of Bavaria, because he is the funniest, goofiest son of a bitch alive. And that's just how Thomas Muller is. Serge Gnabry's really good, really nice. Just don't ask for him to, like, say anything on a video, because he won't fucking do that. And I found that out because I asked. One of my friends was like, "Hey, can you get him to say happy birthday to his, like, son?" And I asked him, and he's like, "Ryan, I'd love to, but if anybody sees me doing it, or if he posts it somewhere and they see it, then that's all I get fucking asked." So he's like, I won't do those. I was like, okay, that makes fucking sense. Because, I mean, I saw how many people lined up to take pictures with him and at the basketball game, and there was 1.5 billion people. So I could assume, yeah, that would take a while if you're wishing everybody and their brother a happy birthday. Kingsley Coman's pretty nice. Eric Choupo-Moting is a fucking nutball. He's as goofy and just in the small time, like talked to him and was around him at the basketball game in, like, little VIP area with all the other players and shit. Yeah. And every time I would take a picture, he would try to photobomb it. and I was like, "Why do you do that?" He's like, "Because it's funny." So, like, even, like, his family was, like, telling him stop, and he's like, "Nope, gonna do it." And he's like, yeah. So I've got like a picture of me and Marcel Sabitzer, and his head's just like right in the center of it. He's just like staring at the camera. And yeah, so he's goofy as shit, but he's awesome. Davies is pretty cool. Let's see, who else is kind of fucking odd. Nikola Sula was kind of a cock. Miroslav Klose was really cool. Giovanni Elba was great. Klaus Augenthaler was fucking awesome.
Have you met Jamal?
Huh?
Have you met Jamal Musiala?
Musiala?
Yeah.
I have, but when I met him, let's see, in 20 or basically this time last year, like actually April something last year, he's probably the shyest person I've ever met that's like a famous person.
Yeah.
I don't think he quite understands how to do it yet, or you know what I'm saying, he may react to it differently than everybody else or whatever, but he just kind of seems like, not like it doesn't faze him. It's just, I mean, kind of the shy kid. I mean, it's the easiest way to do it, because when you start seeing a bunch of people ask for his autograph, then you start seeing him kind of curl back a little bit, and it's like, okay, maybe he's an introvert that's just extremely good at football,
yeah.
But it's just weird. So yeah, I mean, as good as he is, he just kind of is like kind of reserved. Upamecano's the same way. And that's my biggest issue with everybody giving Upamecano shit.
Yeah.
As much as I've met Upamecano multiple times when I was there last year, talked to him a bunch. He's one of those that if you write a bad comment or you call him some fucked up shit, he's one of those that it will like literally fuck with him.
Yeah.
He's more empathetic, and he's like Mane. Like, he wants to help everybody. He doesn't want everybody to be mad. One of the nicest, like, straight up famous people, period, I've ever met. Shy as shit, but he's one of those. It's like, if he reads it, I don't want him to like get upset. You know what I'm saying? Because he's just one of those nice guys that, yes, I know you fucked up, but you're just like a really nice person.
Yeah.
And you know that it just tears their heart out to see that people don't like him. So he's kind of, and I don't want to put it in that light of like, he's like that guy that just wants everybody to like him, because that just sounds kind of weird. But yeah. So I mean, it's kind of like that, but it's a different version of that. So yeah, he's one of those, like, if you see him in a party, he's like hiding in the back. He just doesn't want anybody to get mad or anything. He's just kind of hiding back there. So, but yeah, Uli Holness is probably the coolest one I've met out of all of them. Him or Seppmeyer. So
I know you mentioned Robin, but as he's my favorite player, I'm guessing obviously you've met him, so I'm guessing you've probably seen him. What is he like live? Like, going, not necessarily like in person, but I mean like watching him in the game, because obviously I've only ever watched him from a screen. So
I've watched him up close quite a bit. Him and Ribery, honestly, even though they look so different on TV, they look like they're doing it effort, little fly. But they look like they're doing it effortlessly. Like in like in person, it just looks as smooth as anything ever. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you're watching it on TV, they may look like they're a little glitchy here or there, or may think about a step and maybe kind of hinders it a little bit. But no, in person, it just looks as smooth as fucking anything. They are two of the smoothest fucking players I've ever seen. But in person is where you will actually see how fast some of these guys are. People are like, oh, that guy's slow as fuck. It's like, no. In person, that guy is fast as shit. Like, I didn't think Jamal Musiala ran that fast because he looks goofy as fuck when he runs. He is fast as shit. Serge Gnabry, people are like, oh, he's fat, he's slow. No, he is fucking insanely fast.
When I went to watch him in Manchester,
but the bad thing is like when he's insanely fast in person, imagine Kingsley Coman running in person. Like if Gnabry looks like he's fast as shit, Kingsley Coman is a literal fucking blur. Davies is a fucking blur.
Yeah.
Like when people would say, and I hate this player because of what he did off the field, not what he did on the field. So we'll say that. Jerome Boateng looked slow as dog shit. He was actually extremely fast to be as big as he is. He is a massive person. Same thing with Nicolas Sula. Sula is a gigantic man to run as fast as he can run.
Yeah.
It is, and I mean, on TV it looks one way, but in person it's like, holy shit. That is a big ass dude running down through there. But yeah, I mean, they're in person, they're probably 10 times more smooth, crisp, and all that kind of stuff. So just assume or just picture like Robin making that cut in real life. Yeah, it looks just as fucking awesome in person as it does on TV. And you know, just when he makes that cut in person, you're like, yeah, we know where this is fucking headed.
Yeah, 100%. Someone asked, have you met Kimmich? Joshua.
I've never met Joshua Kimmich.
Is that someone you'd like to meet?
Not really.
No.
I don't want to meet him. Like I've met everybody else. Yeah. I've found out meeting them is one way. I'd much rather like interview them.
Okay.
Because the thing is meeting them is one thing, but the thing is like for me, it's sitting down and asking them a specific set of questions that I want to hear their response. Because hearing the response that they're going to give will tell me everything I need to know about like how they mentally are and how if they are actually the Bayern type player. Does that make sense? Would they care for the fans and stuff like that? Because and that's the type of stuff that I would ask. Like I wasn't able to ask Serge Gnabry that type of question, but a journalist friend of mine that had an interview with him was able to ask him, and he answered it the way that I would have assumed him to answer it, and it fits. It's sort of a halfway Frank Ribery answer, if that makes sense. Yeah. So I mean, the thing is you can see that he has the same mental build as Frank Ribery does. It just hasn't translated to the field. But he's just as consistent overall. But I mean, you got to think the last 3 or 4 years of Frank Ribery's career, fans just gave him complete and utter shit the entire time too. So.
Why you like that? I'm going to answer this one because we were going to say the exact same thing. So the question is, do you think we would have won against Man City if Mancana didn't make any of those mistakes? Now, straight away, no, because we didn't put the ball in the back of the net.
And didn't create chances to put the ball in the back of the net.
So exactly. So the mistakes are magnified to a stupid degree because we didn't score. Now, if it would have been 5, we would have been 5 up, and then he makes that mistake. The mistake doesn't necessarily matter.
Exactly.
So, yeah, for that one, no. Dane, I'm guessing this is you because mine would be Iron Robin straight away. Who is
Frank
your
Ribery
player? Frank Ribery straight away. There you go.
Yeah.
There you go, Dane.
There's
the answer.
no one ifs, ands, or buts that compares to Franck Ribery for me personally.
Me this one. It's not necessarily a question, but just put it on the screen anyway.
Yes, Muller's a fucking nutbag. He is a crazy nutbag.
I could just
and the bad thing is I've met a lot of their like wives and girlfriends, and like at some point you want to do that thing of like ask them, how do you put up with this goofy motherfucker? But I mean, you know what I'm saying? You can't sit there and ask Muller's wife and be like, how in God's name do you put up with this goofy son of a bitch? Because you know she's just going to be like, well, I'm just as fucking goofy as he is. But we all know that's a fucking lie, because ain't nobody as goofy as that son of bitches. But like, and the crazy thing is like, as for like Thomas Muller is, I've been to Pahal where he played his youth soccer before or football, whatever you want to fucking call it. But went there to the club that he played there before he came to Bayern Munich. Dude, that's literally in the middle of a fucking cow field. No bullshit. It's like a building that just sits in the middle of this big ass green field, and it has a gigantic Thomas Muller painting on the side of it. That like half of his face is the school age kid of Muller that played there, and the other half is like the Bayern Munich one that everybody knows now, the goofy as fuck looking guy that doesn't look like a footballer at all. But it's like you go back there and then you look up what he did as a kid, and in one season he scored like 400 goals as a youth player. And then you're like, holy shit, this kid can't. And I mean, it's only like 35-ish minutes south of Munich, but it is literally a fucking cow field. And I want to say his family farm, like his parents' family farm and stuff, is just right down the street. Like they own 90% of the land that's around there. So it's like, for me, yeah, he's kind of like a farmer kid, but with all that land, to me, it's like, oh yeah, he's a rich fucking farmer kid.
Yeah.
Should Bayern go for Wirtz as Muller's successor? I hate when people sit there and say as Muller's successor. Can Wirtz do it? Yes. Should Wirtz do it? Yes. But if you bring him in, he's going to get his ass kicked by Thomas Muller, like always. To bring that kid in would be perfect, because he pretty much does what he does. And to have him and Jamal playing together for Bayern and playing together for the German national team with Kimmich and all that shit, that would be insane.
Yeah.
But as we found out, when you bring in Coutinho, when you bring in James Rodriguez, the list goes on. If you bring in somebody to take Muller's place, that's going to get you a different level of Thomas Muller. Wirtz may not play that year. So, I mean, the thing is you got to be careful when you do the is it Muller's successor? Because he may make that where fucking Wirtz is 35 years old by the time he actually takes that position, and a 68-year-old Thomas Muller still getting 20 fucking assists. So, I mean, yeah, could and should he? Yes, because we fucking missed on Kai Havertz, who honestly was the first version of the Muller 2.0. Yeah. Florian Wirtz can be the version 3.0. He's just going to be extremely fucking expensive.
Oh, 110%. I agree with that.
110 fucking millions, what it's going to fucking be.
Yeah, right.
Yes, I have Twitter, and you just wrote my Twitter name out in the very beginning of that. On Instagram, lose the underscore and put 1 at the end, because I've been banned on fucking Instagram like 6 times. Yes, I've had Instagrams that had 30, 25, 35,000 fucking followers, and I post one Bayern video that the DFL in Germany doesn't like, and I get a copyright strike and they take it down. So I've had like 6 different. I've tried to do Bayern Ryan in every different way possible, and now I'm at Bayern Ryan 1 on Instagram. I don't stay on Instagram that much because Instagram's has pissed me off.
100%.
You speaking absolute good. Oh, I thought he was talking. I thought he was going to say you speaking absolute shite. I was like, whoa there, buddy. Hold on, let me say good. I mean, I can only agree with you about your opinions. You should make a Bayern fan channel. Hey, I don't do that fan channel shit. I come on other people's fan channels and piss their fan bases off.
And just to be a bit of a knob, he is on this fan channel right now, so we'll just keep it.
And I'll keep coming back to this one until hell freezes over. It doesn't matter to me. I know, like we had said before, there's other Twitter people that are thinking about it. If there's no exclusivity shit that they want fucking done, I'll bounce between them both. I don't give a shit. I'll talk all goddamn day about both of them.
And I don't know if you necessarily want to say who that is, so I'll just say the person. I'm still in contact with that person as well. They're not ready, so.
Okay.
So that, with that in itself, if they do other things and they don't come onto this particular channel and go together, then I'm all for that, 110%.
Well, and that specific person has to be careful because that specific person also, to do what we're doing right now, has a specific app that pays him. I think that pays him or that hosts him to give his same input and output and that type of stuff.
Yeah.
But it's one of those you have to pay to be a member of that site to hear his in-depth stuff. For me, I'm not doing that shit. I'm not hiding my shit behind a paywall. They can fuck off with that noise. Yes, I pay for Twitter, and y'all can all kiss my fucking ass. I don't give a shit. Elon Musk's a fucking moron, but I'll pay $8 a month so I can post long videos or write fucking 10,000 character books that people bitch about, but they end up reading anyway.
Yeah,
so.
Exactly.
Welcome to the Bayern fan family. What the fuck does that mean? I've been a Bayern fan longer than y'all. Most of y'all fuckers have been alive.
I think he means as in.
Oh, fan channel family. Oh, okay. I was about to say, hold on now. I've been a Bayern fan for, I claim 40 years, but the first time that I remember a Bayern match, I was like 3 or 4. So, I mean, technically, if we base it off of when the first match is, it's like 37 years. If it's from the first time I've actually like had a Bayern thing on, my grandmother knitted a Bayern blanket when I was a kid. So, yeah. So it's either 39 years, 40 years, or 37 years. Either way, half of the people on Twitter ain't even that goddamn old. Or in the Bayern fan base.
Yeah. No, I get you. That one.
Nice to see you too. I would say that I know who you are, but I can't lie. I don't know who you are. And the bad thing is like I know people like by their Twitter names.
Yeah.
So, and because if somebody hides behind Musiala season, I may go back and forth with them forever. But if like on YouTube, their real name comes up, I don't know who they are. And they're like, oh, my name's fucking Bunasar season 23. And I'm like, oh, okay, I know that guy.
Yeah.
You like my right eye. I do too. I like my left eye too. Discriminating against my eyeballs. That's fucked.
To be honest though, your eye is sick. That's got to be.
Well, we'll go ahead. Hold on. Fix my hat. There you go. Now everybody can see it.
You got like the best crest in the world as your.
Hell yeah! And it took. I had to get Bayern's permission to make it too. So. Absolutely. So there's only 2 Bayern prosthetic eyeballs in the world. I used to own both of them, but I don't anymore. I've got the one in my head That's the original, and then the black version is in the Bayern Fußball, or not the Bayern, the German Fußball Hall of Fame. Well, Hall of Fame Museum.
Which in itself is absolutely sick. Like,
yeah, the only bad thing is that fucking museum's in Dortmund. So I had to go to Dortmund to deliver my Bayern eyeball to the fucking museum. So that was all fucking crazy. What a shitty place that was.
We'll go with this one. Which players do you feel we need to sell for next season?
Sabitzer, Mane, Bunasar.
Yeah. Gravenberch? Do you think he'll go or not?
Nah.
No?
Nah. I'm not going to say Serge Gnabry because that's what everybody wants. Fuck them. I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
If we have to sell a wing, or along with Sadio Mane, it would be, and I don't care if anybody likes it or not, it'd be Leroy Sané.
Yeah.
Not because of what Sané does on the field, it's the horse shit off the field from his girlfriend or mother to his kids, wife, whatever the fuck it's called. I don't know if they're married or just dating or whatever. I'm sick of the horse shit of her fucking saying, oh, we need to do Manchester. I love Manchester. England's awesome. I can't live in Germany, blah, blah, blah. So, I mean, with all of that going on in his head, it's probably hard as shit for him to play. But yeah, if it was a controversial player, it would probably be Sané or Goretzka. One of those two would be like the controversial pick. But yeah, Mane, Sabitzer, and Sarr all have to go.
How much do you think? Just while I'm looking for another one, because I've seen it, I can't find it now though. On Sabitzer, how much do you think we can get out of United?
35.
You think about 35 mil?
35, 40.
Because pounds
it's
or
United. Euros.
Euros.
When I say like 100 million, it's not US dollars because nobody fucking does that stupid shit.
Yeah.
Everything I do it's based off of euros. I don't know how that fucking pound sterling shit works.
Yeah.
Y'all the only nutbags that use that shit.
True.
That'd be like, it's like 37 million Swiss francs. Nobody knows what the fuck that means. Unless you're fucking Swiss. Oh, speaking of fucking Swiss, another one that can go, Jan Sommer.
That's actually funny that you said that, because that was the comment I was trying to find. So they were
it would be Jan Sommer is not going to be the number 2 behind Manuel Neuer. We all know that. He's not going to take a second fiddle seat. Yeah. Sven Ulrich is okay with being a second fiddle. Alexander Nubel will probably be sold, even though technically we don't classify him as a player because he fucking hasn't been here that much. But Nubel will be sold. But Neuer is the guy that they're wanting to fucking ride until his fucking legs fall off.
Do you think he's going to be, when he comes back from that injury, because of course it's an injury again, do you think he's going to be the same guy?
Yeah, it's just a broken leg. I mean, it's nothing. It's not like a structural damage to a knee or a foot, ankle, something like a muscle injury. It's just a broken leg. Once that heals, you just have to get it to where you're comfortable. Now, would I allow him to go skiing again? Never in a million damn years.
Yeah, no. I agree with that one. Right. You really should do more lives together, man. This channel needs to grow. 100%. This channel needs to grow. And this channel is growing as well. So shout out to everyone on this channel watching, Ryan himself and everything. The reason he hasn't been on, man, is just, family and just been busy, man. Other than that, I can't take him away from what he's doing, man. That's not how it works. So he was available today and we are here as we are right now. So yeah, man.
Oh yeah, because I mean, my family went on vacation, so I'm sitting on the front porch, not doing shit. At some point, I've got to go feed the dog, so
that's fine.
I'd say we could do this for another maybe 20 minutes, and then I gotta go feed the dogs.
Yeah, that's absolutely fine with me. I've had enough of your time, man. You've given a lot of time, so don't worry
Damn,
about
this motherfucker, like, I've had enough of your time. Fuck you, you one-eyed goofy motherfucker.
that.
Damn.
Definitely not. Definitely not. No.
All right, so let's do rapid fire questions. What we got? Where do you see
Right.
Mazraoui in the back line? As a right back, right wing back, just depends on if Tuchel stays and plays a 3 at the back. But that's the easiest way. Ulrich better than Sommer. No, completely fucking wrong. But Ulrich will stay because Jan Sommer's not going to take a backup role.
And they'll play the 2, yeah.
Sven Ulrich couldn't even win games at fucking Hamburg.
Rapid fire questions. You put me on the spot. I don't think
Or
there's
scroll through, see what everybody's got. We need to ban skiing from this club. I agree, because everything that deals with fucking skiing, you get fired or lose your job. Davies or Frimpong? Davies. By far. Even though they play different positions, they do different shit. Davies is a bigger, stronger player. Frimpong is a little bit smaller, can get knocked off the ball very easily. But the difference between Frimpong and Davies is Leverkusen is 110% based off of Frimpong going forward. Frimpong cannot stay back. If Frimpong stays back, they get their ass whipped because he's the guy that kind of sets them up. Do you really have a Bayern logo in your eye? No, it's on my prosthetic eye. So I don't have an eyeball. The prosthetic is my eyeball. Opinions on Goretzka, sell or keep. That, like I said earlier, it depends on what we do with the midfield. If we need a ball-playing, creative, defensive, kind of like stalwart Casemiro-type player, then we've got to get a Frankie de Jong. And if Konrad Leimer comes, then Goretzka's got to go. Because you can't have Gravenberch, or if Konrad Leimer comes in, Gravenberch or Goretzka has to go, either on loan or permanently. And for me, I would see, because Gravenberch, as much as I really love him, he doesn't know how to shut the fuck up in the press.
Yeah.
And he bitches about playing time. My thing is bro, if you fucking put forth that much effort in practice, as much as you're fucking running your fucking mouth and talking shit, put that effort into the effort on the fucking field, you would be starting in, game out. But yapping in the fucking press is only going to do one thing: get your ass fucking sold. Ask Robert Lewandowski.
This one, do you think this one would be de Jong, like you just said?
Yeah, Frankie de Jong.
Yeah.
Because de Jong is a perfect complement to what Kimmich can do. Kimmich can go forward and create the situations forward with his passing and movement around. De Jong can do the same thing, but he's more defensive minded. And that's what would benefit. And yes, it may cost us a little bit, but fuck it. Go for it. That's why I said 100 million for a striker at max, 60 million for Frankie de Jong would run you about 160 million. Osimhen himself runs you about 140, 150. So the thing is you can get Kolo Muani, you can get Nicholas Fulkrug, you can get whoever and Frankie de Jong for the price of the Napoli guy. And so, I mean, I'd go with Kolo Muani from Frankfurt and Frankie de Jong and call it a fucking window. That's it. You spend 160, you get a really good young striker to go with Tell, Choupo-Moting to back him up. You get rid of Mane, you keep Serge Gnabry, and then you figure out which. I mean, if like I said earlier, if Leimer isn't completely 100% done, if you want him, get rid of Gravenberch or Goretzka. If not, call it off, bring in de Jong, let de Jong play, call it a fucking day. Because you add a player like de Jong and a player like Muani, you're going to be a better team than what we are now. as far as a core group. But then even if you go with a cheaper group and go with 60 million for De Jong and say 20, 25 million, maybe 30 for Nicholas Füllkrug, you're looking at under 100 million. You get a really good striker and a world-class level midfielder. There are ways to play with it. It just depends on, do we want to go all in for Frankie De Jong, or do we want to go with Thuram, Ugarte, somebody like that? Just like I said before, not Declan fucking Rice. What else we got?
Just want to quickly say before we get into another one, if you guys are going to enjoy, please do smash the thumbs up and hit the subscribe button. If anyone does want to get involved like this, please do hit me up on Instagram, the Bayern View, literally no spaces or anything like that, and then we can get you in. I don't want to add anyone in now because Ryan he's not going to be here for much longer. He's given so much of his time as it is. Let's carry on though. Let me know when you need to go as well, by the way. We've had so much of your time, man. So
hope we develop Tell into main striker. He might, but the thing is like I said, if we can get Matthias Tell to develop into a Mbappe type player, he can play beside Nicholas Füllkrug, and that would give us a 1-2 punch of speed plus power.
Yeah.
Or you can get a Kolo Muani from Frankfurt and play Tell beside him, and then you just have an insane amount of speed. Yeah. So I mean, you have two of the same exact players. One that's 18, 19 years old in Tell, and then one that's 24 in Muani. You've got a strike pairing for a while. If they can develop together, that would be one hell of a fucking attack. But like I said, if you don't want to go with Muani, you go with Nicholas Füllkrug, then you have power and the speed. I just think going for Osimhen from Napoli is just fucking foolish and stupid. Just too much money. Which
I would have to agree with. But at the same time, this is just my personal opinion, and I've heard, obviously, we've been here talking. I 110% agree with what you're saying. Way too much money. It is. Yeah. I just think if he's playing like that for Napoli, and this is just, I don't know what it is in me, but if he's playing like that for Napoli, what would he do in a Bayern shirt? But is it?
I mean, he's already played in the Bundesliga once.
Yeah,
and he was pretty average. Yeah. My thing is I've seen him play. Yes, he scores goals, but so did Immobile. And fucking Immobile played in the Bundesliga and didn't do a whole hell of a... I mean, he did a decent amount, but he wasn't no fucking superstar. But the thing is it just the Napoli system? Because Gonzalo Higuain scored a shit ton of goals in a Napoli shirt. So, I mean, is it the Napoli way of playing, or is it Osimhen actually being good? I haven't seen the consistency out of him. I haven't seen the consistency out of Nicholas Füllkrug or consistency out of Kolo Muani.
Yeah.
But the upside of Füllkrug and Muani is a little bit higher based off of what you're going to pay for it than what you're going to get off of a $150 million player. If you pay $150 million and that dude fucking nosedives, you're gonna look. Yeah. That's when entire boards lose their fucking job.
Yeah.
So the thing is if Khan may keep his job now, or Heiner and Brazo keep their job now, if that fucking transfer fails, that's when you guarantee you lose your fucking job. So that's why for me it's, yes, he may be your primary, but the thing is you better think that one through, because that's a lot of fucking money.
And it needs to work, doesn't it? Because if it doesn't work, like you said, it's,
because I mean, the thing is they swore up and down fucking Sadio Mane was going to come in here and fucking kill it. Exactly. All three of them swore that was going to fucking happen. And no bullshit, Osimhen and Sadio Mane are pretty close to the way that they play.
Yeah.
If fucking Mane can't do it, what makes you think that fucking Osimhen's going to just come in and fucking automatically do it? I mean, it's the thing of, you've got to weigh out the goods with the bad. And if it's 150, you may be able to negotiate it, like I said, down to 110, 120, but that's still a lot of fucking money for unproven. Opinion about Coman. He still can't cross the fucking road. But, I mean, Coman is the guy that kind of creates space. The only issue with him right now is him, Serge, Leroy. They're all way too fucking fast. So they get that, and it was the problem with Lewandowski as well. They get to the end line.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody's there to cross the fucking ball to. Or they're moving so damn fast that they want to do some cute, like, little layoff. Well, nobody else is expecting it except for them. And if they miss it, you're just fucked. It also takes a whole hell of a lot to figure out Coman as far as a new midfielder, a new defender, Lucas Hernandez when he comes back from injury, trying to get the timing down to catch him at top speed. Because Coman is most effective when you catch him at full sprint as far as a pass. If he has to slow down, then, yes, he can kind of wiggle around and get around and move around. But he's most effective at full stride because there's not many people in the Bundesliga, not many people, period, that are going to run with him. So, I mean, Coman has his moments. But the thing is my issue with him is it took him fucking long enough. I mean, you got to think he was around 3 years, maybe 3, 4, possibly, maybe 4 years. Yeah, I mean, it's been 3 or 4 years before Ribery and Robin even fucking left.
Yeah.
He'd been around that goddamn long, and it took him up until 2020 to kick his ass in gear. And then to now to be able to be the guy that you can kind of count on to be your primary guy. And the thing is he your best winger overall right now? No, because he can't score for shit. But he can assist as long as it's not a cross. His cross is still fucking suck. But he catches a pretty decent amount of those. So, but yeah, Coman arguably would be the best mid this year. Our best wing this year. It's just for me, it's taken him long enough. So at some point you have to get it right, and he's finally getting it right. He also didn't fucking tear his knee to shit like he did last year.
On this one, the first hour or so we spoke about this, so he's probably not going to. Ryan's not going to want to say the same thing. So if you want to,
well, I mean, I can add to it. I mean, Tuchel's going to want to defend. Bayern's not made to just sit back and defend. That's just not who we are. Are we too attacking for someone like him? We are, but and this is what we were talking about earlier was he's going to try to build the team into that defensive shit show, which is going to in turn fuck the next coach.
Yeah.
That's going to come in and be like, hey, Bayern's this an attacking machine that needs to be attacking. So that's my worry with giving Tuchel control over squad building, because he's gonna start fucking with it. And when you start tinkering with shit is the bad thing. Because I mean, you got to think, before the World Cup, we were on par or on pace to shatter the goal scoring record for the league again. And we scored or shattered another record in the first half, even though we lost a fucking game against Mainz. But we scored in 53 straight first halves.
Yeah.
I mean, we scored like a bat out of hell until the fucking World Cup showed up. And then that just completely fucking threw us for a loop. But yeah, I mean, attacking team, the biggest issue is how bad is Tuchel going to fuck that team up? Because when he coached at Dortmund, they weren't a sit back and wait team. They just took forever to build up. Like, they would sit back and wait and wait and wait and wait and wait. and then tear into your ass towards the end of the half.
Yeah.
And that was his shit with like Paco Alcazar and all those fucking dipshits where they'd score like 10 goals in the span of like 3 minutes. So the thing is the difference between them then and us now, they would take 3 shots, score 3 goals. We would take 3 shots, score jack shit. We need 35 shots to score a goal at this point. We just need to be, and it's like I said before, it's been a problem pre-Kovac. We just need to be more clinical at fucking finishing.
Yeah.
And we've got guys that should be clinical as fuck at finishing. They just aren't. So that's our biggest issue. All right, one more question, then I gotta go feed the dogs.
I'll hit you with the last one then, mate. I'll hit you with the last one. Do you think Bayern will win the league?
Do I think it or do I want it?
Whichever one you want to answer.
Do I think we win it? Yes. Do I want us to win it? No. And that's the hardest thing as a Bayern fan to say is I don't want to win the Bundesliga. One, I'm tired of hearing everyone sit there and say, "Oh, Bayern win the league every fucking year." Blah 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 blah. If we lose, we don't have to fucking hear that shit anymore. But on the flip side, we have to hear, "Oh, well, I guess you can't win it every fucking year." Blah blah. So I mean, we got to deal with that shit. But I don't give a fuck. I'll take 10 years in a row to give one away, just to shut people the fuck up. Also, I honestly, to shove it in fucking Oliver Kahn and that fucking Weasley little shoe salesman's ass.
Yeah.
I want it to be where they fucking came out and said, because our season goals are in danger, we're going to fire Julian Nagelsmann. I want them to fire Julian Nagelsmann and all 3 fucking season goals go straight down the shitter. Just to prove to them you made the wrong fucking call, you spazzed, you freaked, and you fucked up.
Yeah.
And that would also cap off 2 extremely toxic fucking seasons for Bayern fans. I don't know about others on social media and shit, but I see some toxicity that is unfucking bearable. Like last year, it got bad enough to where like I did not want to see anything Bayern Munich on social media because it was some asshole just being a toxic prick.
Yeah.
So the thing is if we lose, hopefully that'll cull some of these fucking front runner trophy fans to where, oh, well, they're not winning, so Dortmund wins, so I'm going to be a Dortmund fan. Yeah. So hopefully they'll fucking do that shit. Or hopefully City wins or Madrid wins the Champions League and they fucking go fucking jump on that bandwagon and fuck off us for a little bit. But I mean, the thing is you got to think there are some kids on social media, on Twitter, on Facebook, Instagram, whatever, YouTube. Bayern has won a majority of the titles in their lifetime. So there are kids online that are alive right now talking shit that weren't alive when Bayern lost the title in 2012.
Yeah.
So I mean, the thing is we've got to hit a hard reset. And I mean, I want to say it was 2011, 10, 11, I believe, was the last time we didn't win shit. Or around that point. We didn't win anything. From that point on, you saw what happened. A lot of changes happened. We went back to square one and rolled. Now, granted, for 2 years, we didn't win the Bundesliga. But we didn't win the Bundesliga, but we played Chelsea in the final. You know what I'm saying? We didn't... we made what? I think it was like... Out of that 12 years, we made, 7 semifinals? So, I mean, the thing is we just need to get back to square one, get back to who we are. And get away from this trying to be everybody else fucking crap that Oliver Kahn's trying to do.
Yeah.
Go back to who we fucking are and just it'll be nice to not have that target on us now. Get back to where motherfuckers didn't run their mouth in the fucking press. You didn't have some Weasley little fucking mole bastard hiding in the locker room, sneaking information out to fucking people, leaking information like a fucking leaky pipe.
Yeah.
Back when shit, you didn't know who the hell we were going to sign. We just fucking signed them.
Yeah.
So, I mean, we need to get back to that. Just back to being what we were. And get away from the shit that we had turned into. I mean, that little thing you got on the front of your jersey, I got one of those too. That's nice. It says 10 years.
Yep.
I don't want it to say fucking 11.
Yeah.
10, fine. It's nice. You get a cool little thing. We got another fucking star. That's awesome. Now let's go back to being what we were when there was 3 fucking stars on there.
Yeah. Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Back before that little golden crest said 2013 world champion.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Club World Cup champion, Super Cup champion, Champions League champion. You know what I'm saying? Just going back to pre bullshit.
Yeah.
Now granted, not going back far enough to where we were back to fucking FC Hollywood bullshit. We're already at that point. We need to get past the FC Hollywood bullshit. In between that crap and whatever the fuck we were, you know what I'm saying, when they fired Nagelsmann. Whatever spurred that decision needs to fuck off.
Yeah.
So I mean, if it takes us tanking this season just for shits and giggles, to as a hard reset, I mean, it may be that's something we need as a fan base, as a club. Just
Definitely
we may just need that. Hey, fucking humble ourselves a little bit. We got a little fucking arrogant. We got a little fucking cocky there for a little bit. Now, granted, I don't give a shit if we fucking lose by fucking 2 points or 22 points. I'm going to rail on a fucking Dortmund fan for all goddamn time.
Yeah.
But yeah, like that says, short-term pain for long-term gain. And I think that's what it needs to be, is just that 1 year of suffering shit. Hell, it may with fucking dumbass at the fucking helm, it may be 2 years of fucking a little bit of pain.
Yeah.
And then Tuchel gets fired, Heiner gets fired, Kahn gets fired, Brazo gets fired. And then we just fucking rebuild from there. But that's just what we need to do. I want us to win. Do I think we'll probably win? Yeah. Should we win? Fuck no. We just need that. The players may even need that humbling. Because they just may need that of, look, we won all of this stuff. You're the group that didn't win it. What did you not? What did we not do? What do you need to do to fix this? You know what I'm saying? And not fix everything. Joshua Kimmich, what do you need to do to fix what was wrong last year? How do you get better and move forward? Thomas Muller, how do you get better and move forward? And you just go to every player and tell them that same shit. Sit down, overview the season, find out what you did wrong, fix that shit, move the fuck on, let's go. You know what I'm saying? Put it in the back fucking mirror and move the fuck on. So that's what the team needs. If we win the title, I better not see one drop of fucking beer poured on anybody's fucking head. No bullshit.
Yeah.
That beer shower shit better get fucking postponed to next year. Because right now, yeah, or just fucking hand them give them Bud fucking Light. Don't give them fucking Polon or anything fucking good. Give them fucking White Claw. Pour some seltzer water on your fucking head. Because right now, you don't deserve
There's nothing to celebrate, is there?
Yeah, we're not celebrating. If, like I said, if we win it by the skin of our fucking teeth.
Yeah.
We win it like in 1972 when we fucking had to overcome Schalke the very last game of the year and had to score a specific amount of goals, and they had to score less than a specific amount of goals to win the damn thing. So if it comes down to that point, yeah, that'll be fun to watch. But it's if we win it, we're not really learning from it.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? We need that loss to learn from it. And as hard as it is to say that as a Bayern fan,
Yeah.
I think most Bayern fans will agree we kind of need to get humbled so we can move forward. And it takes that sometimes. So I don't know. People may get pissy with it, but I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
You fill up my mentions by cussing me the fuck out. I don't give a damn. I'll take the engagement.
Well, thank you for coming on. Generally, thank you for your time, Darman.
Oh hell yeah! Just let me know whenever you want to do this again. I can do this more easily than film a video and send it to you.
Yeah.
So just give me a heads up, and we'll do it again.
100%, man. Thank you again for coming on. Thank you to everyone that's in here. Again, you can see it here. If you haven't followed him, make sure to follow him. Talks the real shit, to be perfectly honest. You know, not gonna sugarcoat anything. You know, if something's got to be said, they say it. So, but yeah, smash the thumbs up if you have enjoyed. Hit the subscribe button. Don't get it twisted. Ryan will be on the channel another time very soon, hopefully. And until then, I'll see you guys in the next one. Miss Amir. Peace out, guys.